Here, the official part of this evening's contest is out of the way. Now it's for the real deal as the players get ready to take to the field. It's Bourg Mulatresse up against Northside Future Stars, and Billy Furlong was out there with the toss.
Good evening and welcome to the Diego Martin Sporting Complex. We are here for the North Zone T20 Festival. It's round 5. It's the last game for these two teams. Alongside me I have the captains of both teams, Bourg Mulatresse captain Aaron Das and Northside Future Stars captain Kendall Aguera, who is the home team for this match. The match referee, Darren Coppin, has the coin and we're here for the toss. Off we go, gentlemen.
So you call birds or numbers? Birds.
Numbers is the call. And Bourg Mulatresse has won the toss. What have you decided to do?
We'll field first today.
It was last game in the North Zone T20 Festival. How has been the tournament for you?
Well, it's a bit a struggle, but we still fighting, knowing that the guys come up to the standard of cricket, give them the exposure, which is most important, so going forward they would know where they need to be. So we would just try to finish on a high today.
Okay, go well and have a good game.
Thank you.
Can have a word with Mr. Kendall Aguera. What do you think is a good total? It's a must win, but you need a big win.
Yeah, well, even so if I had won the toss, I would have chose the bat first because today we need to carry the run with a little bit. Despite Bourg Mulatresse might be the weaker team in our group, we still need to have a big win today. So at least I'm looking for 200, nothing less than 200. So you have some changes in the batting lineup, but I'll wait till you all see it and you're looking to get at least 200 plus.
Okay, I'll go well and have a good game. Take care. So that's the news from the toss. Bourg Mulatresse has won the toss and opted to bowl first.
So there you have it with the news there that Bourg Mulatresse won the toss and they have opted to field first, a familiar approach by most teams who would have won the toss here. It didn't always work out for them, but the captains have persisted with that approach. And I suppose now more than ever, Billy, teams are probably doing so with a little more specificity because they need to figure out where they are in terms of run rate and what is required going forward.
Yeah, noteworthy from the toss, good afternoon to all our viewers, that the captain, Kendall Aguera, said that he would have batted first, that he won the toss. And that is because Northside sits third on 4 points. And the final game for Glenora and Savannah Boys, who are on 5 and 4 respectively, they are looking to pole vault and get a net run rate such that they can beat the team that ends up in that second position in that battle between Glenora and Savannah Boys. So it's very, very interesting that he would have batted first, and he says he wants over 200 runs. And the difference between the net run rate and Glenora is 2.51, and between Savannah Boys and Northside, it's 2.85. So a lot of work for them to do. Not just that they need a big total reskin, but they're going to have to bowl the opposition out rather cheaply.
And not only that, they probably may not have to lose too many wickets in the process as well. So they have an idea of what they want to do. Now it's up to them to see if they could execute what those plans are. You could see the captain having a long discussion with his players as they get ready to take the field. Their opening batters are probably deep in prayer and no doubt hoping that Lady Luck will smile on them today and allow them the opportunity to really fire here with the bat and then subsequently with the ball. But whatever it is, they have really nice conditions here. We have a little bit of a delayed start, but that's because the covers had stayed on for a while. We're in Diego Martin, so there's always the likelihood that you will get a little bit of rain. If anywhere in Trinidad and Tobago will do so, is here in the Diego Martin Petite Valley area. And we've suffered enough during the tournament because of that rain and that propensity for it to rain here in the valley. So we're looking at the two openers just getting ready to make their way out in the middle.
There's a change at the top of the order from Northside with that plan in mind to get over 200 runs. And as expected, Kyle Ramdu is being asked to jump up the order to open. Scores of 50, 53 and 31 in the tournament. And Kwesi Fonelie, the aggressive batsman, he is also at the top of the order. 16 against Savannah Boys, 16 against Shannon Sports Club, and 7 against the Glenora Club. So expect to see a lot of action, particularly in the power play, Ruskin.
Yeah, they obviously they're making their intentions very well known, and they're obviously not leaving anything to chance. If there's anything, they're gonna go down swinging, and this is, I suppose, this is to be expected, because if you're this close, you might as well give it your best shot. You live or die by the approach here now, and I'm sure they would have discussed this and figured out, look, this is the best approach for us today, and they will give it everything that they have on this occasion. Halal Benny is going to pick up the attack.
First delivery play and a miss outside the off stop. He has a first slip in place already, so he's looking to pick up wickets also, Ruskin, on the other side of the coin.
Well, that has to be the approach here, because you're seeing what the approach is, because normally these two batters are not the regular openers, so you know that they're coming to score quick runs. And here they go, as this one is in the air, but falling well short of the man at mid-on, and they're off the mark and running here. Didn't really hit it as cleanly as he would have liked for Nilia, but at least he's off strike now, and they have a run on the board.
You still need a couple deliveries just to get acclimatized, to get the pace of the pitch. As you mentioned, the covers was on earlier, so you're not sure if there was any rain around earlier during the course of the day. It was torrential rain just an hour ago between in St. Augustine all the way down to Central. Thankfully, none of that came across this way.
Yeah, because it's, well, you know, sometimes when you're in certain parts of the country, brilliant sunshine, and then you hear rain in Digomart, you know the river came down. You want to know why, and so when we get a break, we take it, as is the case now, and Ramdu is immediately off the mark.
Yeah, particularly, so I'm happy if I know there's cricket in Port of Spain or Diego Martin and it's raining in Central, because then I know for sure it's not raining here. Once I even drove all the way torrential rain up to the lighthouse to get to the Queen's Park Oval, and not a drop of rain was falling in the Queen's Park Oval.
It happens, because I remember there was one time I remember leaving the office in Port of Spain to go to do a game at Guaracara Park. Torrential rain in Port of Spain, flood, and Guaracara was pristine and bright and sunny, and people asked me, Ruskin, what are you talking about? I say, guys, you all should see Port of Spain. It's underwater, and cricket was playing like normal. Here he goes again, still trying to go through the line, and but not timing it as well.
As I said, you have to get accustomed to the pace of the pitch. It's been under the covers just up until about 20 minutes before the start of play today, so there might be a little bit of moisture just trapped there. Bit of toothpaste early on, but it should dry out rather quickly because the sun is out and there's some high clouds, some of them a bit grey, but looks like we're going to have a full match so far, fingers crossed.
Yeah, it really looks like it's good weekend. And again, trying to turn this one. I'm not sure if he got a touch, but it doesn't matter. It goes to the boundary, so whatever is the call, leg buys. Doesn't really matter. They'll take it with a smile.
Yeah, and if you're not going to get it off the bat, you're just happy to get runs. And the field set at deep cover and long off, the two fielders out in the power play. So, not where you want to be conceding a boundary.
Yeah, that's the other thing. You want to minimize those boundary balls as much as possible in all forms, whether it's off the bat, off the pad, wides, whatever. And again, just stroking this. And this is where they're probably going to have to be a little more decisive in the running between the wickets. But it doesn't matter. The over comes to an end. Not about over 6 without loss after 1.
So Northside with 2 victories in the tournament and 4 points to them, 1 defeat, and that defeat was against Glenora Sports Club, and a game that was a high-scoring affair, and they had to chase down 178 and were short of that. 155 for 5 they finished, but their scores in the tournament so far: 149 for 3, 150 for 9, and 151 for 5. So they're going to have to add about 50 runs to that type of score.
And this is where this is what the picture looks like here. Bourg Mulatresse at the bottom of the table, and at Northside in striking distance in second place on 4 points, and we'll be hoping that that could change in the next couple of hours, and probably tack on 2 more points to that to put them on 6. So Aparicio it is, who is getting ready.
And they'll fancy their chances as well to do it in this encounter against Bourg Mulatresse, because they've had 2 defeats and 1 no result due to an abandoned match for a wet outfield.
How long before Ramdu fires? And there he goes. Not long. I think that would have been the response. And he just got into his wicket and helped himself to a KFC maximum, the first of the day.
You asked the question and he answered. And that's just not any 6. That's a massive hit. It's all the way up into the seating, to the back rows. The first set of seating here at the Diego Martin Sports Complex, but it's a hit me ball.
Oh, yes, that's what you call a half trucker there. And it just sat up nicely.
Mark Aparicio. He's also played a number of Fed match cricket around the area in Trinidad and Tobago. Played against him a couple times. Never saw him opening the bowling.
And again, that's nice cricket again. Just taking what the bowler gives him. He didn't try to overhit it. And stroked it nicely. So he looks like to be in good form, just continuing from where he left off in his last innings.
Yeah, that's where you want to be. That's a better line and length. Of course, you don't want to be pitching short. But you want to keep it up to the bat on the line of the off stump or so. Because that's where you also had the protection out in the deep with the 2 fielders in the power play.
The thing though is that if he bowls that length to Fornillier, it might actually work in Fornillier's favor, because he seemed to like to go through the line of the ball. So he has to probably just pull back his length a little bit for Fornillier. Don't go too much up to him, because he might very well hit it back past him. And here we go.
Given room as well. So full length delivery and room as well. A hint of swing away, but with that ball so wide off the out stump, as you pointed out, Fornillier is well adept at going in the air over mid-off. He's gone all the way for 6.
Yes, another KFC maximum. So both batsmen firing here now. It's a double-fisted approach.
Exactly what the captain ordered, making the change at the top of the order.
Yeah, but that was a nice, juicy half volley and asking to be hit. And then that's what I was saying, because you can just see how Fornillier sets up. He wants to get under the ball. And you can't go too much up to him, because he will live for that. And again, even though that one was in the air for a while, he was still on the front foot trying to punch it.
Yeah, the man at cover was just to the right of it. Wasn't in total control of the shot. Deep cover and long off with the right hand is on strike. And deep cover, but a long on for Kyle Ramdu. It's a punishing over so far, 2 6s in it.
And attack on another single. That's good fielding, because he was able to get to the ball quickly and returned it as well. Give the bowler a little bit of a problem in corralling it, but it didn't go for any extra runs. And already you've seen a lot of movement. That's because it's a left-hand, right-hand combination. So players are running around. The umpires are switching ends, or switching sides, I should say. And again, initially they thought there was a single there, but it was too well played and too straight to the man just at square leg. The end of 2, and at the end of over number 2, it's 20 without loss.
Lion Brand brings you the perfect blend of tradition and convenience. From delicious pylori mix and versatile split peas powder to our easy-to-use fry-bake mix, baking powder, and self-rising flour, Lion Brand takes the guesswork out of cooking, making it simpler than ever to create those cherished family favorites. Taste the tradition, embrace the convenience. Find Lion Brand products at your favorite grocery store today. Lion Brand, the power behind our great taste traditions.
So Ramdu is on 8, as is Fornelia, and 20 without loss. So you would have to say is a pretty good start for them. They're achieving what they want to. Not that they're probably hitting all their targets, but in 2 overs, if you can get 20, 21, I think you'll be happy with that.
And Ramdu would be eyeing up another half century to make it his 3rd. If he gets there, 50, 53, and 31 in the 3 games he's played. High score in the tournament. It's a 91 yesterday from Leonardo Julian.
Erasing a 90 from the day before. So we've seen, and it's probably getting to the point of the tournament now where the bat could actually dominate the ball, even though you might get bowlers who may take 4 or 5 wickets. But those same teams might still be able to muster decent totals, or 1 or 2 batsmen, especially the ones who have scored heavily already in the tournament, might be inclined to continue to do so because they know the conditions very well. And he's going to get a couple here, and it should be easy.
Aparicio couldn't cut it off there from extra cover. Just asked the long off to come around and help him out. And 2 runs to the total. He eclipsed Brent Lezama, who was on 90. He said he wasn't sure. Wasn't aware that he was on 90. He thought he was in the 70s.
Yeah, he must have been in some kind of a zone, because there's no way I could be on 90 and not know it. And he goes. That's a good hit. Does he take the catch? And he drops it. Well. It came at him. It came quickly, and he couldn't hold on to it. He seemed to have it caught, and he didn't catch it.
Hit down, and Kyle Ramdu gets a reprieve. He did well to get there, but that's the problem when you're charging in toward the ball that is coming at you at pace. You have to time it right, and you have to cushion, but it's very difficult to cushion it when you are charging toward it, and it's also coming at a pace toward you.
Yeah, you don't want to drop a Kyle Ramnu who's in this mood, and especially now that he's only now starting his innings, because if he sticks around for any extended period, the runs will come. And that's good cricket again, just manipulating the field a bit and taking the runs.
We were just talking about Kyle Ramdu looking to get another 50. And that's the problem you have. When you have the license to go early on, he's batted lower down in the order. So he's batted out of the power play as well. So there was a lot of the field spread. He could maneuver the ball into gaps and pick his spots. But here with the field set on a particular line for the fielders in the deep, you're going to have to really time it well.
Yeah, and this is good bowling again from Halal, because he's not pitching up the ball too much, so they can't just come onto the front foot. And just as I say that, he serves up a nice one, but he isn't punished for it. But that's the fullest length he's bowled in this over so far, and everything else was just slightly backward of a full length, more of a hard length to them, so they can't just get onto the front foot and drive it.
Yeah, this type of pace could be tricky as well for a batsman at the top of the order who's accustomed to much faster bowling and bounce off the pitch. And the bowler is coming in, just rounding his arm, military medium, and getting the ball to swing in the air, just trying to hang it in the air. That one turned out to be a full toss.
Yeah, 26 without loss now after 3.
So going on well so far. Current run rate 8.8. 7. One over going for 15 runs.
Yeah, that's the second over. The Aparicio first. And so they're going to have to reassess that. I'm not sure if they're going to persist with Aparicio. They'll be inviting trouble if they do so, because while you want to chase a small total. You don't want to be chasing a huge total. And so you have to be very, very smart with and very frugal with your bowling and your decision making as well.
Yeah, and Tariq Richards is the man coming into the attack, replacing Aparicio. Same field. Ruskin, if you're looking for a total of 200, you want to try and do the bulk of the scoring in the power play to make it easier later down. And when I say the bulk of the scoring, you want to get the majority of your boundaries because of the field restriction in this period of play. If you manage to do that, it makes getting to 200 easier later down. But of course, you have to keep wickets intact to be able to do that.
Yeah, that's well. There are a number of things here. If you're aiming at 200, then invariably one batsman is probably the one who is going to just say, "Look, I'm just going to go hard early," and you take what you get in that regard. And even if you were to lose an early wicket or possibly even 2 wickets, you probably want to get 60, 70 runs in the power play. And that's a good shot. That could run away for 4. But that's very well played. There was a man standing there. That ball didn't pass more than about a meter to his right, and he never had a chance.
He was squeezed out. Have to look at it again. How much room did he have? But that left-hander behind point, that's his bread and butter. Full or short, and they can carve it out into any particular point that they want to. And that one sped across the outfield as well. So despite the change in bowling, they've already conceded a boundary off of the first delivery.
And again, that's 4 more. There's a short third man, and it was played well away from him and down to the boundary for 4. It's vacant down there, so they get 4. Now, we've seen prior, captains have put 2 or 3 players behind the bat and the offside for precisely that shot. Now, they're trying to maintain the protections at long on, but now they've decided the third man is a better option given the strength that Ramdu has in that region.
Aparicio was a slower bowler, which is why he could play it out of cover in front of point, but with the extra pace here.
And that's very, very fast indeed. That one took off. And it's a no ball. Well, and Ramdu is probably blinking because I'm not sure he saw that one. That thing just took off after pitching and just climbed past the outside edge.
Which is why you want to have the man at point or backward of point or even third man with a bowler that is faster as compared to Aparicio, who is slower. And the man was set at cover, but they didn't make the change for the start of the over with the faster Richards on the attack. Free hit coming up.
And he's going to get the single. And but again, you look at the ball. He played that ball so late. I'm not even sure if that ball didn't pass between his pads, between his legs, and squirted out on the onside. And that's just the pace of the bowler rushing the batsman. So he can't get out in front. So he's just playing it at the very last second.
I'm not even sure that Richards bowled in the tournament previously.
Prior to this. No, and he's not bowling off a long run. This is what makes him so dangerous, because you cannot time him in the sense that he doesn't have a long run up and you could kind of time his speed based on his run. He's just ambling up and then just firing away. And there he goes again. And I'll give you a joke. I remember, and this is a joke with Brian Lara. I think he went to Pakistan, was it? Or was it India? And this unknown bowler at the time ran up and bowled. And he said the guy was very slim built. And he said when he bowled the first ball, he didn't see it. He never saw the ball. Here he goes again. And that is just the raw pace doing it to him. And Lara said he fixed everything. He took a walk by the square leg umpire. He touched the helmet, touched the pad. Everything, because he was just trying to see if it really passed that quickly. and if he was just imagining things. And he said it was one of the quickest bowlers that he had ever faced. And that's more like it. And they might get a second run here if they hurry, and they will. Again, a slight bit of misfeeling. They're caught, not able to catch up with that one. He didn't take the catch earlier, and here he is now misfeeling. So the end of the over, 4 overs completed is 38 without loss.
Truth be told, here at GMMB, love is the currency. And let's show you how we are able to transfer that energy into real conversations. It seems to me there's a power in listening. It seems like that is a part of the mandate.
Of course. We need to listen to our clients. We need to hear what they need. We need to hear that they are satisfied, they are loved, they are feeling that JMMB culture.
JMMB.
It's banking for you.
So back here, 38 without loss after 4 overs. They're going along quite nicely. But this is probably the over that I think they may very well decide to pull the choke here and see if they can't really tee off and maybe get a really big over and put themselves in a much better position. See if this really cannot be a defining over for them for this innings.
Skinner did a bit of checking there. He did in fact bowl just a 1 over to Richards, and it was against Savannah Boys. He got 1 for 5 and only bowled 1 over.
We need to have a word with the captain and take a look at the breeze, just trying to cool things down here because it could get pretty hot. There is a nice breeze blowing across the ground right now. Orlando Toppin is coming into the attack.
Slip in, please, as well, the new bowler.
And immediately he lands on a good spot. Ramdu treating it with respect, but I don't think it's going to be too long before he decides, let's have a go here and try and see if we can't tack on some quick runs here while the power play persists. That's a gift, and that's 4 runs. He's not going to get around to that one.
Well, he shifted Barbosa to his left. He was at cover point on the boundary. He shifted him to his left to deep cover. But a full toss, you really can't set field for bad bowling. And he put it to the left of him even further. Just looking at it, Ruskin, he has a slip in place. And with this type of approach, I just want to take the man out of slip and just strengthen that offside.
And again, a good cricket because he understands that there are the fielders inside the circle are not the quickest movers. And they're what I tend to call 1-run boundaries because you could push it to them and take a single almost every time.
And if he took the slip out and put him in the cover there and adjust the backward point around to a short third man, then you can prevent that type of rotation of strike because you're plugging a gap there in the cover area. Maybe he just wants to get Kalramdu off strike as well.
Probably. And again, and this is what I was referencing.
There's your one-man boundary.
Yep, you play to them almost. And I remember there was a Trinidad and Tobago team where we had a lot of players like that. Because for whatever reason, they were good batsmen, they were good bowlers, but fielding was not their strong suit. And I used to tell the captain, I said, boy, I feel it for you. Because no matter where, you can hide 1, but you can't hide 3 and 4. It was just so noticeable. I played again, going to get another couple here if they hurry. And they will. And that's a good arm, but good running all the same.
Yeah, that's the man Richards out there. From his bowling, you could tell that he had a strong arm. It's the elder statesman on the side. I think it's Rashid Mohammed who's fielding there, that extra cover and mid-wicket for the right-hand, left-hand combination. And it was pushed to him for that single rescue, and he went down with the long barrier. And it wasn't that powerfully struck. Down the leg side.
And it's his signal a while. The umpire took a while to come to that conclusion. Well played again. Only this time they decide against attempting the single. And, but you could see the setup is all very, very positive from Ramdu and company. So at the end of over number 5, 47 without loss.
The difference with that final delivery of the over, Mark Aparicio, he was beaten twice to his left and they came for 2. So he went eventually on the 3rd attempt. So he's gone around to his left now. So he's sitting in an extra cover position close to the 30-yard ring. So he's able now to cut out those 2s and the ball going past him. I might just see Ramdu make the adjustment next when he comes to face.
Yeah, so it's a better 209 for 7 is the highest score of the tournament. It's going to take some getting to challenge that now. But I'm sure, hey, today's as good a day as any to try. Tariq Richards is back into the attack. And I think he might fancy his chances here against Fornilia because Fornilia likes to drive the ball. And it's going to be very interesting if he could catch up with a couple of these deliveries.
He's quite sharp and looks to be accurate as well. Surprising that he only bowled a 1 over so far in the tournament. He also picked up a wicket, 1 for 5. Wasn't given another over. Didn't bowl at all in their game against Shannon.
And again, just can't time it because he's hitting the bat so hard. He's bowling what we call an iron ball, and the batsmen are having difficulty really catching up with it. Now, Ramdu is probably going to have to, when you're playing a bowler like that, you have to be very decisive. You're either doing one or two things, either defending or you're attacking. You can't do both, and you have no time to do both or to adjust. So it's either you're going hard or you're just playing it soft, or in the case of, like if it's a test match, then you're leaving it alone. But you have to, when somebody's bowling that quickly, everything has to be speeded up. And this is well played again, because you cannot, there's just no time to adjust. It's just, everything happens in an instant like that.
And what it does represent, because Mark Aparicio, just a 1 over from him that went for 15, immediately he was replaced by Richards. So it's a counter punch. So it's a good change, you have to say, because Aparicio would have probably bowled 2 or even 3 overs at the start.
Again, this one he's going to get it into the gap. He could get a couple here, and it's comfortably 2.
So it's a bit of a blessing in disguise that Richards had to come on to replace Aparicio, because quite sharp, and the 2 batsmen out there will have to come up with a plan to play against him. But this is Rashid Mohammed. He's fielded a number of deliveries. Just see him holding the back of the hamstring after he chased that one down.
Yeah, he's getting a workout there that his body probably not used to. And here's another beauty. That is quick. And you could see him. He's trying to catch up to it. And this is probably what he's doing. He's probably waiting to see where the ball is going. And because his legs are not moving as well, he's probably just pushing the pad down the wicket and driving. But he's not getting across to get to the ball. And he goes again. This one just flies past the wicketkeeper.
And it thunders into the side screen as well. That is some serious pace.
It's 4 byes, and what pace. He's coming at it's quick. He's easily the quickest bowler of the tournament so far. So the end of the power play, 55 without loss after 6.
Blue water's posse identified. Somebody pass blue water. Somebody bring blue water. Somebody get blue water. And we ready now. When you're feeling hard, take a blue water spray. Take a blue water spray. In your school or house, take a blue water spray. When the bus run out, take a blue water spray. Party posse water. Working posse water. School children they water. Blue water
So you look back here, you're seeing these wonderful coconut trees. And they all look laden at the moment. And the coconut very much in season. There was a time last year when you couldn't get a coconut water to purchase anywhere. Now we see so much more available now. And look at the spectators, they're coming in to support. It's a public holiday here in Trinidad. Some of them probably went to the Juve this morning, the Shell Invaders Juve. And only now, probably after relaxing for a little bit, they can venture out. And of course, congratulations to all our National Award recipients, including Leon Smooth Edwards. And good cricket here. Just picking up now, Orlando has you could see he has a pretty good, as you say, head on his shoulders. He's thinking about what he's doing. He's not just running up and bowling. But I'm not sure if these two batsmen are going to be deterred by that. They're probably still going to try to get under him and see if they can pick up some boundaries off him. There he goes in the air. There's a man running in, but he won't get there.
They're not quite timing it and just as well. Because had he hit it even better, it might have gone straight to the fielder.
Yeah, but you could see it. He's not timing the ball very well for Nilier because he's trying to apply power and rather than timing, and so he's probably a little bit flummoxed by the pace of Richards, and it's kind of thrown off his whole technique. That's a good shot again. He probably won't get a boundary. In fact, he will get a boundary. Just at the 99th moment, Barbosa went sliding away and couldn't get his hands down in time. He seemed to have it covered. He looked like he was going to put his hands down, and then he lost his legs. And he just went sliding into the ball, and it just eluded him and went for 4 runs.
The fielding in those positions, you have to judge the ball very, very quickly to make the assessment.
And again, but I think he'll settle for 1 because it's that man Richards who is operating at long off now. And you don't want to chance anything on his arm like you might do somebody else, or probably almost anybody else in the outfield at the moment. But he's not the player. He's the one man you probably want to respect in the outfield, the power of his throws. Now this could be interesting here now. Does Fonili just play on merit, or does he go for another big one? And that's well played, but he couldn't place it.
We spoke about Rashid Mohammed there, and you have to give him kudos as well when he does well, preventing the single. Long barrier out, knocked it down right in front of him. No chance of a single.
7 of the over so far. And stifled appeal, but might be some bat there as well. And the over comes to an end. Not a bad over to first one after the power play. So after 7, it's 62 without loss.
And Ruskin, you mentioned Republic Day in Trinidad and Tobago. Just permit me to say congratulations to Dr. Colin Furlong, cousin of mine, received the Public Service Medal of Merit Gold for his contributions.
Yeah, there are a number of them who would be receiving their awards a little bit later on this evening at President's House.
Dr. Furlong was actually instrumental in the HIV research and following in his footsteps when he went on to form the Medical Professionals Association of Trinidad and Tobago. Dr. Amory Brown, who is from these parts here in Diego Martin, took over the mantle in that HIV Research Foundation for Trinidad and Tobago. Congratulations to all recipients.
Yeah, we have Well, Mr. Mohammed is coming into the attack now, so he's going to get an opportunity to impact the game even more.
And it's going to be against Ramdu as well. First up. In the air, the man at long off could only watch it sail over his head, Richards. And it was going to be interesting with Rashid Mohammed, the spinner, coming into the attack against Ramdu. He's been in such terrific form. And that boundary is inching closer toward a 50, another 50.
Again, it's a real half volley just tossed up there right in his wagon wheel. And he just put that right foot forward. And the bat followed. And it went sailing away. And again, this time he's going straight down the throat of, guess who? Richards out there in the deep. And we were just talking about the one man. You didn't want to risk it, why was him. And Ramdu, paying no mind, hold out to him in the deep. 42 to Ramdu.
Now he was put down from the opposite end, and I do believe, I don't want to make a mistake here, but it might have been Richards.
No, it's Court.
Court, who was down there at long off. But on this occasion, it's Richards. Now Richards has been moving from long off to long off every over when he's been out of the attack, because he swapped out with Court, and this time straight toward him. And it's a big wicket.
Yeah, it is. It's 68 for 1 now, and certainly the breakthrough that they were looking for. And now they'll probably be thinking, let's just keep taking wickets now. Let's see if we can't really just go about the business of limiting the scoring even more. They've done a fair job so far. They haven't allowed it to get to crisis proportions and with the regularity that I'm sure that the North Stars, the Northside Future Stars would have liked. So I think both teams may be relatively happy. But if they could take up a couple more wickets now, that would be perfect for Bourg Mulatresse.
And the player who scored the most runs for them in the tournament, Ramdu, 134. He had coming into this game. It was Ikri Quegg, 234 runs in the tournament, the leading run scorer. And they are now out of the tournament.
So Kendall Guerra has made his way out in the middle. I'm sure he'll be anxious to continue the good work that the openers gave them, put on 68 for that first wicket.
So the captain elevating himself in the order.
And again, another stifled appeal. Just a little bit of turn, a hint of turn. Nothing too dramatic.
And we saw the captain just delaying when he was coming out to the middle. He was a bit disappointed that Ramdu was gone, because he know that's his main weapon if they were looking to get to 200 and over.
And again, buoyed by that wicket, he's rejuvenated, turning back time here.
Few dot balls after the 6, an excellent comeback in the over from the elderly statesman.
And it's in the air, but it's going to fall safely. And they might go back for a second run. He's going to have to hurry, and he does make it. The return is not the cricket Barbosa not able to get it back to the keeper, although the throw was close to the stumps. It just took a little too long to get there.
And Kendall Guerra might not be the end you want to throw at. He's just about 6 strides down the wicket. I've never quite seen much players taller than I.
And missing out there because there's nobody down at fine leg or even behind square. There is a man at square leg, but all you had to do was just get it past him. And you might have been in a boundary, but he missed out on that occasion.
So often they try to power hit it down the leg side when a little tap around the corner could get you 4.
And But again, the end of a pretty decent over. One would have to say from Mohammed. 10 runs from it, but he picked up that crucial wicket. It's 72 for 1 now after 8.
Here at GMMB, love is the currency. And let's show you how we are able to transfer that energy into real conversations. How important is it for the client to be recognized and not to feel invisible, to feel like just a number?
At GMMB, everybody is seen as an ideal, important client. And we give everybody the same level of respect, the same level of acknowledgement, and we deal with you to suit based on that vision of love.
GMMB.
It's banking for real.
We're looking at some of the infrastructure, phones, television, radio, towers, and the power lines. So 72 for 1. And we were talking about the recipients. The Order of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago will be presented to Ho Choi Charles, Professor Selwyn Kojo, and Kenneth Ramchan. And so 3 persons getting the highest honor, TNT. And then we have Shakonia Gold to the Trinbago Knight Riders, Fazal Karim and Dr. Adis Sirjusing. So congrats to the Knight Riders. 5 CPL titles. And again, easily picked off. Once more, Aparicio is back.
Yeah, not just the Shakonia medal they received Nicholas Puran, the captain, as well as Dwayne Bravo, the coach, were also adorned with the title of sports ambassadors for Trinidad and Tobago.
Was Pollard included in that? Nicely played away. And thinking of a second run. And again, Fanilia has to be mindful of who he's running with. And I don't think while he has the big long strides, Guerra, his mindset is not that of Ramdu. So whereas Ramdu and Fanilia might have been pushing, I don't know if I will see Guerra doing such. But this is the one that, because we have Kenny Phillips, Ernest T. Rodriguez, and Ivan Tulsi, the veteran journalist, photographer, whatever, from getting a Shakonia silver medal. And then, of course, you have the Hummingbird Medal gold. Going big, and going very big indeed. Another KFC maximum straight over the bowler's head and over the fence as well. Now, there are some dogs over there, so I'm not sure if anybody is going to venture too close to that fence. The good news is that there might be some residents there who will assist by picking the ball up and retrieving it or getting it back in play, but I don't know if anybody is going to venture.
The umpire Ryan John is already making his way across to the square leg umpire, and the box of balls is coming out from the third umpire, Darren Coppin. 2 umpires out in the middle, Ryan John and Arjuna Sidial.
Yeah, I've seen a young boy throw the ball back, but maybe he's not at home. But the dogs are very present, so you're going to do that. And it gives me time to just say Garfield Rashoti I Blackman is getting a Hummingbird Medal gold. Leon Smooth Edwards, the ace arranger for the Massey Trinidad All-Stars Steel Orchestra, and with 10 Panorama titles to his credit. Patricia Andy, the International Panorama Crown. Patricia Stallmeyer, Drupati Ramgunai Pasad, Anil Beam, and Al-Hajj Imam Ahmad Ali Aziz. And of course, Tima Solwazi, the Hummingbird Medal silver. And the Hummingbird Medal bronze will go to Michael Wiggins, Terrence David, Akil Devines, and Deshaun Hamilton. And this is what you were referencing here, the Public Service Medal of Merit to Dr. Colin Furlong, Samraj Harry Paul, Master Charlene Jagannath, Dr. Alan Sami, Dr. Indira Rampasad, and Angela Sinasui Jovi. There's another delivery flicked away, but just blocking out there, and they're going to go for the run. This is dangerous, and he just couldn't haul it in, the wicketkeeper. The return probably wasn't the best. Again, it's caught there. He picked it up and had an aim, but he just pulled the wicketkeeper away, and in his haste to gather the ball, failed to do so.
And at times they say don't run on a misfield, and had that throw been a little bit more accurate, not giving the keeper that much work, Captain Guerra could have been in a little bit of difficulty. So despite his long strides.
Yeah, because I don't think, like I said, I don't know if he's the one who would like to do that too much. This is more his pace, because he could amble an easy single. But don't ask him to go back for 2 and 3 too frequently. So 9 overs completed now, 83 for 1 now after 9.
Yeah, at the toss, it's very rare that I have to look up to somebody in their presence, but he is definitely about a foot taller than I. Reminds me, from this distance, Ruskin, he reminds me of a Curtly Ambrose when he went out to bat in the middle. The lanky fast bowler, Sir Curtly Ambrose.
Yep. And just so that nobody don't say we didn't mention their name, the Public Service Medal of Merit Silver will be awarded to Andrea Narain Singh, and the Medal for the Development of Women Silver, Sabrina Maula Bash, Dr. Catherine Ali, and Archbishop Barbara Burke. So congratulations to all of them. So Mr. Mohammed, Rashid Mohammed is going to bowl over number 10. That's more like it now. Can't drift there. You're asking for trouble.
This is just a badly lined delivery and put away. This time he wasn't trying to power hit it, but looking to place it and paddle it around the corner. You can't really be bowling those types of deliveries down the leg side as an off spinner.
Yeah, because it's turning, and it's just turning further to leg. Really a free hit just to swing the bat.
And as well, Ruskin, even if it doesn't come off of anything, it's a lot of work for the wicketkeeper to do to try and gather it. And the man at short fine leg, and he's a little bit wide as well. Makes it even more difficult to cut off anything angled down the leg side.
So he's come a little finer now, so he's kind of in between. And this is going high. Is it going long enough? It is. And it's another KFC maximum. Not much that Richards could do about that.
And we're using those long levers, and he's down on one knee. He's able to reach deliveries that are just fractionally short of our length. So you have to adjust your length when it comes to bowling to him, because his stride down the pitch is about a foot more. Have a look at that there, down on one knee. And Jason Holder, like, just picking it up and depositing it straight back over the bowler's head, over the long off and long on.
Yeah, that's very good batting, taking what the bowler gives you. And this time he looks like he's playing a 4-day game.
If we were in Kensington Oval, you'd hear the oohs and ahs after the 6.
Yep. But it said, well played.
It's quickly on to 23 off of 11.
And again, but this is even better, because now, apart from just playing it like he did the ball before and just killing it there, he just pushed it away and was able to steal a quick single.
Yeah, just like that, he has gone past almost twice the score in half the deliveries from Fornilier.
He's finished 13 deliveries for his 24, 17 from 22 to Fornilier.
Just 2 deliveries and he's gone past Fornilier in half the time.
And again, they could get the single because, once again, not able to track it down. You could see Halal really having difficulty catching up with the ball, even though he was trying to play it with his feet.
Had to take a couple tries to get it under his control with the boot. It's a well-judged single, though.
Initially, it didn't look like he was going to take it, but then when he realized what was happening, he went ahead. And again, they're going to have to hurry. This is going to be close. And he misses, and they're going to get an overthrow. Richards once again fires away, and well, that is going to hurt.
But you have put your hand to that. That's rifled in. A spectator is annoyed at the misfield and the overthrow.
Well, she has every reason to be. But here's the trick with that, though. The wicketkeeper never got back. And if he didn't stop it, it might have gone for a boundary. So it's the end of the over 10 overs completed now. And at the halfway stage, as the players get ready for some refreshments, 97 for 1 is the latest here at the Diego Martin Sporting Complex.
Blue Water's posse identified. Somebody pass blue water. Somebody bring blue water. Somebody get blue water. And we ready now. When you're feeling hard, take a blue water spray. Take a blue water spray. In your school or house, take a blue water spray. When the bus run out, take a blue water spray. Party posse water. Working posse water. School children they water. Blue water spray. Fitness posse water. The office posse water.
Here at GMMB, love is the currency. And let's show you how we are able to transfer that energy into real conversations. How important is it for the client to be recognized and not to feel invisible, to feel like just a number?
At GMMB, everybody is seen as an ideal, important client. And we give everybody the same level of respect, the same level of acknowledgement, and we deal with you to suit based on that vision of love.
GMMB.
It's banking for real.
Lion Brand brings you the perfect blend of tradition and convenience. From delicious Polori mix and versatile split peas powder to our easy-to-use fry-bake mix, baking powder, and self-rising flour, Lion Brand takes the guesswork out of cooking, making it simpler than ever to create those cherished family favorites. Taste the tradition, embrace the convenience. Find Lion Brand products at your favorite grocery store today. Lion Brand, the power behind our great taste traditions.
When you want to get the inside information, you go to the real source, the team members. Let's hear what they're saying.
One of the joys that I have is calling someone and telling them you have that approval.
We want to know our clients. The attention that we give the client feels that warmth.
We help you, the customer.
We are here to help you, achieve your dreams.
Clients succeeding, it has helped the bank to succeed.
Lots of great information here. And yes, GMMB is a real bank.
Having that family lime at home, that cookout by the river, or you're just feeling to bubble up pot? Then Cans Poultry and Meats Limited has got you covered for all your meaty needs. Whether it be chicken, beef, steak, lamb, or even seafood, check Cans. They even have seasoning and condiments to complement your dish. So if you're looking for top quality meats at prices that wouldn't bust your pocket, then come on in to Cans today at any of their convenient locations.
Somebody pass blue water, somebody bring blue water, somebody get blue water, and we ready now. When you're feeling hard, take a blue water spray. Take a blue water spray. In your school or house, take a blue water spray. When the bus run out, take a blue water spray. Party posse water, working posse water, school children they water. Blue water spray, fitness posse water, the office posse water.
Here at GMMB, love is the currency. And let's show you how we are able to transfer that energy into real conversations. What about the connection with you and your team members?
It's top priority for me to have that clear understanding of who my team members are and building connections with them to ensure that they carry out the vision of what we are trying to achieve as a team, realizing opportunities for both the clients and ourselves.
GMMB.
It's banking for real.
Welcome back to our coverage here. North Zone T20 Festival action. Two teams doing battle out in the middle. North side, I guess, Bourg Mulatresse. And North side are 97 for 1. Mark Aparicio to pick up the attack after the drinks break. The captain, Guerra, indicated that they wanted 200 or more. Well, they're well on their way here. 10 overs gone. He's on 26 off of 14. With the fall of the Kyle Ramdu wicket with the score on 68. in the 8th over, so he's done quite well, the captain, putting himself up the order, pushing himself up the order ahead of Andre Medina. He's doing quite well, Ruskin.
Yeah, he is, and it's a plan. The plan is working.
Aparicio, on the other hand, has been a tad bit expensive. He's conceded 26 off his first 2 overs.
Yeah, one of which went for what, 15 or thereabouts. So both batsmen, both openers, launched him out of the ground for 6s.
He's conceded 3 6s in his 2 overs and 2 balls. A shout for LBW, heading down the leg side. And Guerra and Fornelli have been running well between the wickets also. The calls have been quite clear. Just on one occasion, a bit of hesitancy because the ball was pushed past the non-striker, and he was just ensuring that behind him was clear and he could come through for the single. But it's been good running between the wickets as well. Fornelli on 19. Tugs this one down to Richards. Strong arm he has. And his returns have been trying to get to the wicketkeeper's end, bypassing Mark Aparicio at the non-striker's end.
Well, a lot of teams practice that, so they get the ball to the wicketkeeper, because once it gets there, it's pretty much dead. You send it back to the bowler and he fumbles it, and you might leak an extra run or 2. So they don't take any chances at all. They get it to the keeper first and then relay it after that.
Trying to get under it. Excellent work by Halal, is it there? Knocking it down. And Richards quickly across from long on to intercept. Good bit of fielding by the pair.
Yeah, that was good work on the infield there. Halal looked like he was going to beat him, but he kind of used the wrong hand to knock it down, but he did get enough on it to take most of the sting out of it.
The goalkeeper style, he knocked it down there. He's at a straight mid-wicket on the 30-yard ring. So Aparicio, final delivery to come in his 3rd over. He's going for just about over 10 runs and over. He started opening the bowling, was banged around a bit. He's come back, he's changed ends. Stroke nicely this time. Partnership building here between Fornelli and Guerra, up to 34 off of 21. The end of the 11th over, the 100 is up in that over, 102 for 1. Guerra on 27 and Fornelli on 21.
Yeah, it's a good restart for them. They didn't really blaze away as they probably would have liked, but at least they kept the scoreboard ticking over, picking up 5 runs in the over. And like you said, if they're trying to get to that 200 total, they're going to have to start turning those 5-run overs into 10-run overs, and maybe even 12-run overs, because you're going to need a few skyscrapers, big ones, in order to achieve that 200 to 10 if you want to beat the highest score of the tournament so far, which is 209. Then you're going to have to really get a move on.
I thought it was interesting as well that they took Orlando Toppin out of the attack, conceded 16 off of his 2 overs. He was trying to pull things back. Tariq Richards also 16 off of his 2 overs. It's going to be a bowling change here. The 5th bowler.
Is it Barbosa who's coming on? Yep.
So at some point they would have had to introduce their 5th bowler into the attack. Haven't seen them use much more than the 5 bowlers in the tournament thus far.
Barbosa walk with his fans.
Well, they're the ones shouting out there. That one is a bad delivery. It's a full toss down the leg side. 1, it was down the leg side, and 2, it was a full toss and easily put away by Fornelli, who's on to 25 now. He got enough bat onto it, and just 1 man to beat behind square. The short fine leg is a bit wide, and conceding 4 runs. Barbosa starts off.
He came bearing gifts there and got punished for it.
So the man has dropped out a long leg. So there's a long leg, deep mid-wicket, long off, long on, and deep cover outside of the ring. Runs continue to come freely now.
And that's the, how should I say, that's the bread and butter shot for Nelia, where he just extends the leg and just goes through the line. We haven't seen him try to get under it lately. When he started off, he was trying to get under everything and hitting it in the air over the inner ring. Now that the power play is up, the first power play, he seems to be a little more circumspect on. He's trying to hit it on the ground as opposed to trying to go aerial with it. But I think he could still get away with it if he places it well.
Both short and playing a miss outside the stump. A nice cooling breeze comes across the ground. All the flags, all the banners fluttering around the ground. Republic Day in Trinidad and Tobago. And despite the rains in other games in the tournament, it was also quite sticky and humid. So pleasant breeze on the ground today.
And that's nicely played again. So you're seeing both batsmen now starting to almost predominantly play off the front foot because they're so much more comfortable out there.
Yeah, and they're getting the boundaries early in the over, and when that happens, then they just tend to stroke the ball unless they get another bad delivery. Quick single here, it's Rashid Mohammed there at short mid-wicket. And an early call, where I was a bit hesitant at first, but then realizing who the fielder was and took his chances.
He wasn't moving. He wasn't attacking the ball or anything. Even though it was rolling straight to him, he never really moved. He might be carrying a slight injury also.
Yes, another single here. Excellent rotation of the strike. Going to look for two, but Guerra turns blind and didn't allow him to see what was happening. Fornelia was charging back, but because he turned blind, Guerra didn't want the run. The end of 12, 110 for 1.
This one? No. Hey, look, KFC has an incredible promo.
I already had that for lunch.
Crunch whoever isn't on board. Order KFC's Mega 6 Bucket for only $115. KFC, it's finger licking good.
So it looks like Aparicio is going to continue, probably bowl out now, and get him out of the way, and then try to get back to your quote-unquote your frontline bowlers pretty soon, including Richards, who will be interesting to see how he utilizes Richards and when exactly he brings him back.
And sometimes you see, Ruskin, when the partnership is like this, you want to bowl your bowlers in one over spells, but not on this occasion. Aparicio continues, and he's pulling away. He's cleared the front leg. It's called wide by the umpire, but he wasn't moving toward the ball. Guerra, instead, this time he gets the rehearsal shot. So often we see the rehearsal is what they should have done, but the front leg cleared the stumps, and he was just reaching for it wide outside the stump. Couldn't make any contact.
It looked very agricultural. It looked like a grass cutter.
Aparicio is closer this time. He's lifting it in the air. It's going to land inside the boundary. Deep cover comes around, and they come through for 2. To take Guerra into the 30s now. So we get off the Nelson. It was 1-1-1 for 1, 1-1-3 for 1. The 13th over.
And to speak of Nelson, we say goodbye to one Dickie Bird, who has gone on to greener pastures, some would say.
It's pitched up this time, and it's hammered out to long off. Excellent tumbling save out there in the deep. They're going to come for 2. But he certainly saved 4 on the boundary edge. Over pitch from Aparicio. The fans very boisterous in the crowd. Saw a glimpse of them there. The flag bearer. The man in the cowboy hat. Being very vociferous.
That's when you have family members in the stands.
Slower delivery. There's Rashid Mohammed. Ever present in the outfield. You could see him get up there, Ruskin, and his facial expression.
He is injured. You could see him every time he has to do anything too quickly. He probably thinks about it before he acts, because he might be carrying a little bit of a hammy.
They're just wincing in pain. Loud appeal. Not out. They come through for what should be a leg bye, unless there was an inside edge. Is a leg bye signaled by umpire Ryan John. 116 for 1 in the 13th over.
Yeah, you could see Guerra probably just getting a little frustrated that he cannot get Aparicio away because the lack of pace is what is doing him in here right now. He's trying to hit it, but he's not able to get under it as well.
This one, and he's going to go for 4. Badly lined delivery and put away by Fonilio on this occasion. And this partnership continues to soar. Both batsmen expressing themselves and dealing in boundaries. We've gotten a boundary in almost every over. So despite the rotation of strike, they're putting away bad balls.
Yeah, and that was a gift again on the body. And you don't have that much protection there. Just a man at square leg. You don't have a fine leg. And you don't have a deep square leg. So you're really flirting with danger once you bowl on the body.
120 for 1. And he's gotten slow and slow in the over. Aparicio is final over for his quarter. He finishes off now. And 14 extras in the innings after 13 overs. 121 for 1 with Guerra on 33 and Fonilio on 32.
Yeah, so 121 represents a pretty good score. 121 for 1. And like you said, for them to get up to that 200 run mark, not impossible. But somebody is really going to have to launch. Now, I think Fonilio is starting to catch up with Guerra now, and because I think he recognizes that, he's been there the longest, and he probably feels he could take charge of the situation now. And more than anything else, I think he feels that he's seen all the bowlers. And maybe now is time he feels he could really start to dominate.
You don't want to say anything too crazy, as Crazy himself comes across on the speaker singing about the honorary Drupati.
Yep.
Ramgunai on the speakers here at the Diego Martin Sporting Complex. It's Rashid Mohammed is coming back into the attack. That boundary in the last over brought up a 53-run partnership between Fonilio and Guerra off of 34 balls. And Guerra contributing 33 of those. It's a good delivery. He's bowled him, has he?
No, he missed.
Just beating the leg
Just
stump.
missed.
Hands on head. I thought there was a celebration initially from Russian. This he's holding that hamstring again. Perhaps over celebrating there. But couldn't get the wicket.
Yeah, he's really badly hobbled right now. So even bowling is proven to be a bit of a challenge for him.
That very narrowly missed. Have a look at this.
You can see the head in the air. He's swinging for the fences now.
Chipping down, making it a full toss. We'll get a single.
It's almost like he's playing baseball now. He's just looking to hit home runs. Everything is like a full flourish. And because he recognizes this is the time.
We're with a strike rate of 137.5. Rashid Mohammed, the only wicket taker in the innings. Flighted delivery. And it's out along on. It's in the air and lands just over the boundary. And that's a good strike because the fielder is out there. It's gone all the way for KFC maximum. Signaled by umpire. Umpire CDL enjoying signaling that 6 there. And certainly we're enjoying smacking it away over the boundary.
He placed it, he got it away. He wasn't to the pitch of the ball, but he stayed with it. He didn't really lose his shape too much. And he just got enough of a inner portion of the bat and tugged it in between the mid-wicket and the squarish mid-wicket and the middle. Now they've moved the mid-wicket, brought him around, so almost exactly where that ball went. So they're hoping that lightning strikes twice.
Well, it went all the way. It struck beyond the boundary.
So now they have put a square leg in place, and again that field with nobody in front of the bat on the onside. There is just a square leg at the edge of the circle, just backward square really.
We're on 139. Goes again. And Richards is two fielders. That mid-wicket is going to come into play. It's a wild throw at the middle of the pitch. So they're getting a boundary almost every over. And the wicket taker Rashid Mohammed has conceded a 6 here in the over. He's been hit for 3 sixes and 1 4. 14 extras in this total of 129. We're on to 40 for nearly on 33 off of 33 deliveries. He's looking to come down and a stutter step as Rashid Mohammed just dragged his leg back a touch.
Yeah, he has to be very careful here. As you look at the spectators waving away, anxious to see some wickets, no doubt.
Another flighted delivery, and that ball is dipping each time. Tumbling away, makes the save. Injury or not, he's giving his all here, Rashid Mohammed. He's going to take his time to get off the ground.
They might have to lift him up because he put his foot there and stopped it, almost stepped on it. And that's dangerous because that could easily have done his ankle as well. So you'd have been nursing an ankle sprain as well as a hamstring.
14 overs gone, 130 for 1.
When you want to get the inside information, you go to the real source, the team members. Let's hear what they're saying.
One of the joys that I have is calling someone and telling them you have that approval. We want to know our clients, the attention that we give the clients. The client feels that warmth.
We help you, the customer.
We are here to help you, achieve your dreams.
Client succeeding, it has helped the bank to succeed.
Lots of great information here. And yes, GMMB is a real bank.
Welcome back to our coverage. Crazy Blaying on the sound system. Singing about Drupati, recipient of awards on the Republic Day. And the fans enjoying the music in support of their team. Won the toss and opted to bowl first. And in response, Northside Future Stars are 130 for 1. The first wicket fell Kyle Ramdu, and they put on a partnership of 68. The opening pair for Neely and Ramdu, he went for 42. And this partnership building between the captain, Guerra, and Fornelia, 62 off of 40 deliveries as Richards returns this time from changing ends from the northern end.
Actually, it's not Richards.
The top end?
It's Barbosa. Is going to
Barbosa is continuing. Kieran Barbosa. And a throw to the non-striker's end. And appealed. Ryan Jones says not out. The throw was a bit slow, a bit loopy as well. Just played out the backward point.
Yeah, but he took too long to leave. He seemed to freeze there and didn't look like he was there to run. And then almost he was cajoled into running by Guerra. And eventually he made it. It was tight.
Anthony Duran, the man doing the fielding at point. Barbosa. Wide delivery outside the off-stump, signal wide. Despite the long reaches of Guerra, he couldn't get a bat onto it. Add a sundry to the total.
And you don't want to give them too many runs now because they're looking to attack the good balls, and then you're in between that, you're giving them runs.
So better delivery. It's chipped to Mark Aparicio, who takes the catch at straight mid-wicket. And Guerra goes with the score on 40. A soft dismissal, you have to say, but a good innings from the captain. And just chipped it to the man at mid-wicket. Was a better line delivery, tucked him up for room. Trying to work it into the onside and just chipped it in the air.
Yeah, he got under it, but he probably hit it better than he anticipated. Or he probably didn't hit it as hard as he wanted to. Maybe just to whip it away, get under it and flick it over the head of the inner ring. But he picked out the man who was all alone there, we would have to say. And took a nice, comfortable catch, accepted it gleefully. 131 now for the loss of 2 wickets.
We're in the 15th over now, 3 deliveries into the 14th over. And the man who his familiar position was coming in 1 down, Adre Medina, and he was just pushed down the order to allow the captain to come in and play a captain's innings, trying to get that 200 mark that he indicated he wanted at the toss, because their position on the table, they would not just need to score a lot of runs batting first, but also have to bowl the opposition out cheaply if they are going to get their net run rate over 2, which is what they would require if they are to get very close to that second spot.
Yeah, so the number of factors going into this contest is not just bat against ball, but there is the other incentives. Medina coming out there, another big hitter. Can he get cracking here? He doesn't have too many deliveries to work with. In fact, they're probably going to ask him to get going almost immediately, at least to heat up like a microwave.
33 deliveries legally left in the innings. Takes a swing at this one outside the off stump. Of course, a victory here from Northside Future Stars would also depend on the result between Glenora and Savannah Boys. Glenora at the top of the table on 5 and Savannah Boys on 4. So if Savannah Boys do defeat Glenora and Northside come up with a win here, they'll still be in it. Short and smashed into the stumps at the non-strikers end. There's an appeal from Barbosa as the batsman come through for a single. Did he get a hand onto that?
I don't think he touched it. If he got a hand onto it, he must be saying, thanking his lucky stars. He still has a hand.
I think we would know for sure if he got a hand on it. It was smoked back at him. Destroyed the stumps.
And he put his hands up as if to say, I'm sorry that umpire said, did you touch the ball?
He said, just help me fix the stumps back. They come through for a single. So he's off the mark, Medina. For Nelia now, added responsibility on his shoulders now. He's on 35 with the dismissal of the captain. On 32 for 2. One delivery to come in the 15th over. Chips down the wicket. Gets it out to that man Richards at long on. This time he does throw it to the non-strikers end. He'll complete the 15th over. The second from Barbosa. 1 for 11 he has now. Wicket falling in that over. 133 for 2 after 15.
I think he has one ball left.
So he does come back into bowl. Off the inside edge of the bat. There is a fine leg in place. He'll come through for a single. That should be the end of the over. The end of the 15th over. And the score 134 for 2 after 15.
So 135 for 2 after 15, and opportunity really here for them to get a move on. They can't slow down now. Now is not the time to have a how should I say, a mid-innings crisis. Two things: you don't want to lose, wickets in bunches, and you don't want to slow down your run rate. You just have to keep going. And I suppose by the 16th, 17th, even if you were to lose a couple of wickets, but you still want to get 15 and over, in that range at the back end. And you probably need to target one particular bowler. And I want to believe this might be the bowler, although he has shown, Halal, that he does have a good idea about what he wants to do with the ball in hand.
So he's bowled 2 overs for 7 runs. He's changing ends. He's going to bowl from the Diego Martin main road end. And we did say, Ruskin, you want to do the bulk of the scoring in the power play. They got 55. So down the leg side.
I missed stump in there.
Did it come off of something? No signal from the umpire.
Yeah, I thought he missed it, and he got mis-stumped.
He just indicated the umpire, just tapping his thigh. Indicate that it came off of something, hence no call over wide. Medina short and can't quite get. Well, I'm not sure it was intended to go in that direction to long off. It gets there nevertheless.
It's just swinging hard, you see. And so wherever the direction is, I think he missed it. Just the keeper bobbled it.
136 for 2. Projected score 177.
That's more like it.
For Nilier, and he goes big over the head, clearing long off easily for a KFC maximum. That almost looked effortless.
Yeah, but that's right in his wagon wheel. That's his bread and butter. Just extend his arm, stretch out, make his body low, and then just get under it and up and away.
So Halal concedes a boundary, 6 of them. Just tossing it up. No pace on the delivery either. And easily clearing long off.
Yeah, really a nice shot. Very well executed.
And considering the batting change, Jesse Sukwa opened the youth player the previous 3 games.
And again,
mid-wicket is coming around. Lands one bounce to him. Came around. Looking to go in the air. Not getting all of it on this occasion for Nelia.
I think Halal is hoping that the batsman, as we say in local parlance, drowned in honey. He's just putting it there and asking them, hit it up in the breeze, and hopefully the breeze will just let it hang there.
Medina this time turns it around the corner. They're going to get a single. We saw that with Mark Aparicio as well. The longer he bowled, the further into his spell, the slower and slower he got. Floating the ball, hanging it up in the air, giving them no pace to work with. And evidenced by that shot from Fernelia because he couldn't quite time it into the onside. 144 for 2, 1 delivery to come. See if we get it right on this occasion.
Should get a second there.
Yeah, so work in the deep. And they come through for 2 easy runs in the end. There's a lot of room in the onside between square leg and mid-wicket because the man is at cow corner and just 4 on the onside. So a lot of room there, and they managed to come back for 2 after 16, 146 for 2 for Neely on 45 and the new man Medina on 4.
Having that family lime at home, that cookout by the river, or you're just feeling to bubble up pot? Then Cans Poultry and Meats Limited has got you covered for all your meaty needs. Whether it be chicken, beef, steak, lamb, or even seafood, check Cans. They even have seasoning and condiments to complement your dish. So if you're looking for top quality meats at prices that wouldn't bust your pocket, then come on in to Cans today at any of their convenient locations.
So as we welcome you back here again, we want to thank our sponsors, KFC, JMMB, Cans Poultry, Blue Waters, Dixie, Black and White Scotch Whisky, Beckles Environmental Services, and Lion Brand for National Flour Mills. And of course, our production team here, Cricket 360.
Halal is going to continue. Man out there at deep mid-wicket. Bit of a bubble in the outfield, and they're going to come for 2. The throw is wayward, allowing them an easy 2 in the end, but misfeeling on the boundary edge there. A simple one straight toward him. Put the long barrier out and just bobbled.
Yeah, that's caught again. The ball hit him on the knee, which you see so often. And once it hits your knee, it's going to ricochet a fair distance away. So it meant he had to get out of his crouch and then chase after the ball. And by the time he hurried his return, he had no direction on it at all.
So the current run rate still over 9. So that continues. We could get over 180 runs. Another slower delivery from Balbosa. Can't get a run to Rashid Mohammed this time at extra cover.
And again, now is the time you want to score off every ball. So instead of just hitting it hard, just turn the face a little bit and get something.
Can't time this one at all. Admonishes himself, Medina, as the deliveries are running out, as you mentioned, Ruskin. We're in the 17th over.
If you think it's hard to pick him up, wait till Richards comes back into the attack. You know, that is going to be doubly difficult.
It will be interesting if Richards decides to toss in a few slower deliveries as well for a bit of a change-up. This one is short, hit up in the air. The bowler is under it and takes a catch coming over his right shoulder. Balbosa strikes. He gets his second wicket, and Medina has to go. He's gone for 6. And the third wicket fall just short of the 150-run mark, 148 for 3.
Yeah, again, a good catch in the end. He had to turn around and look over his shoulder as the ball came down and judged it very well. How often have we seen fielders go for catches like that and they go with hard hands and it kind of hit the hand and bounce out? The difference, of course, is the conditions. Those incidents we were talking about happen under lights, and when it goes up in in the night sky, in the nighttime, any aerial catch is a difficult one, especially when they go high up in the air like that. But it's brilliant sunshine here, so he had a good look at it, and he was able to complete a good cotton bowl scenario. So congratulations to him. And it looks like as if like he's decided he's going to get a helmet. Aaron Das.
Yeah, the big man making his way out to the middle. Ramon Diaz can hit a long ball. Got 37 not out against Glenora when they tried to chase down 178. Were dismissed for 151. So good innings from him in that run chase. So Barbosa picks up his second wicket. And changes in speed and variation, change of pace from Barbosa. We saw him bowl slow and slower, full-length deliveries, but dug one in short, increased the pace on it, and outfoxed Medina. It was a good catch, as you mentioned, Ruskin. Despite it not being the night, would have been doubly difficult, but still having to come over his right shoulder, running backward, and to take that catch. Doing it all on his own cotton bowl. Medina gone for 6.
Yeah, this is what they need to keep doing now, Bourg Mulatresse. Just try and keep taking wickets. Make life as difficult as possible. And like I said, this is the one thing that Northside don't want, is to lose wickets and to lose momentum through the innings, this stage of the innings. In fact, they might have been thinking they should have been closer to 160 by now.
Barbosa to the left-hander. They're going to get a single here. Barbosa chases. He does not release the ball. I thought for a moment there Ruskin would have been close had he thrown down at the non-striker's end.
I think he was worried about the backing up. Nobody was backing up. He was the bowler, so there was nobody by the stumps. So he decided, look, let me operate on the side of caution rather than throw and miss. Now, you know, if you were a serious mango pelter, you're not even considering who was at the back there, because you know your aim was good and you would have been uprooting the middle stump.
Rashid Mohammed wasn't happy with the result. So continue, chipped in the air and coming around, it's dead straight. Bisecting the long off and long on, it's a KFC maximum down the ground, bringing up the 150, 155 for 3, the end of 16. It's an immaculate strike, dead straight, almost in the direction of our cameraman, smacking into the sight screen.
And again, he did the smart thing. He didn't try to go across it. He just went with it. Now, here's what is happening there. Barbosa is probably thinking, you know, I should have just thrown the down ball and see if I could have run him out.
What Rashid Mohammed was indicating to him, but there is backup, but he's all the way on the boundary. He's not come in to cut the distance so they wouldn't get the extra run.
He's probably saying, no, I really should have thrown the ball because look at the next ball going for 6.
So despite taking a wicket, he's punished on the final delivery of the over. As he makes his way down to his fan base at deep mid-wicket. And the 51 to Fornillier, bringing up his half century with that 6 down the ground. 3 6s, 2 4s over 41 deliveries with a strike rate of 124. Doing exactly what his captain would have wanted him to do. Kyle Ramdu went hard early on, striking at 175 strike rate for his 42. Fornillier was looking to rotate the strike and build a partnership with Ramdu, giving him the strike. Same when the captain Guerra came out, who was also striking close to 150. And Guerra was gone for 40, but it's Kwesi Fornillier's turn to increase the run rate, and he does so, gets to his 50 in style with a 6 down the ground.
So now as you get down to the nitty-gritty here, what is going to happen the rest of the way?
Just a speedster, and it's chipped down, comfortably down the ground, you have to see, from Diaz, who wants to. He's being sent back as the throw was on the way, and over the line of the stumps as well. Just as well he was sent back by Fornillier, because he would have been in trouble. He probably wouldn't have made his ground.
And it would have been tight. It would have been very tight. In fact, because the ball was released quickly, it might also have been a situation here where he probably would not have even reached three-quarter pitch.
And would have been a shame because he just got to 50 as well. Richard the speedster. Pitches up, it's going to be a no appeal. And
yeah, he is going to be the difficult man to get away. And this is what I'm saying. It really depended on when the captain decided that he wants to use him. So it means he's going to use him for the 18th and the 20th over. So he's going to bowl the last over.
And it's gone past the outside edge, fashioning a cut shot there. It's for Neely, but it's too quick for him. It's a fine leg. Deep cover, long off, long on, and deep mid-wicket. The fielder's trying to save boundaries. And a backward point, cover point, and extra cover. Mid-wicket in the ring. It's hit towards Rashid Mohammed. It's gone through him at that mid-wicket position. There is backup on the boundary. So he's in the wars a bit, Rashid Mohammed.
But that was a slower delivery. So just a change of pace here. And again, Fonelier unable to time it very well. And ended up tugging it on the onside. Now this ought to be interesting.
Diaz to face up. And he's bowled him. Bowled all over the place. Right through the big man, Ramon Diaz. And he's gone for two. Tariq Richards picks up his first wicket. Well deserved, you have to say, because he's been bang on target. We did wonder if he was going to produce slower deliveries, but it was the faster deliveries, the delivery that breached the defenses. Well, breached the attacking shot of Diaz, who was down the track, and that one was delivered right at the ankles.
And he was walking, so he turned it into a Yorker. He was trying to get it on the full. In fact, it passed him on the full, and but he just played all around it.
So good work here from the Bourg Mulatresse outfit. Tariq Richards picks up his second wicket of the tournament, and he perhaps is going to get to bowl his full quota of 4 overs. We'll wait and see. But he was only given 1 over against Savannah Boys and picked up a wicket and conceded 5 runs. Did not bowl against Shannon Sports Club. So the North Stars just stumbling a bit at the back end of the innings in the last 4 overs or so, losing wickets.
Yeah, like I said, that's the one thing you don't want to be doing at this stage of the innings.
Yeah, they lost Guerra in the 15th over. Then in the 17th over, lost Medina. Diaz is gone now with 1 delivery to come in the 18th over. The new batsman, the man who opened the innings in the previous 2 games, Jesse Sukwa, the under-19 player. Face up to the speedster. Richards is down the leg side, and fine leg is there, thankfully, because that was missed by the wicketkeeper. Difficult one for him down the leg side. Richards just coughing up his hands in the dirt. Wide signal by the umpire. Perhaps that one slipped out.
Yeah, he was probably going for another Yorker. So he was trying to squeeze it in there, and he probably just pushed it. But again, the Yorker is not out of consideration here as well, even to Fournillier. Because he...
Sukwa, short of a length, tugged into the onside. He runs quickly for 1. Fielder has the ball in the hand. They turn to come for 2. It's going to be really tight. And the throw, it lacked a bit of power, but it didn't lack accuracy. And the keeper just had to wait on it a bit. And Sukwa got back in time. Fournillier, rather.
Take it on the bounce, so to speak. 161 for 4, 18 completed.
Blue Water's posse identified. Somebody pass blue water. Somebody bring blue water. Somebody get blue water. And we ready now. When you feeling hard, take a blue water spray. Take a blue water spray. In your school or house, take a blue water spray. When people run out, take a blue water spray. Party posse water. Working posse water. School children they water. Blue water spray. If it is posse water, the office posse water.
Welcome back to our coverage of this round 5 game, the final game for these 2 teams in Group B. And Republic Day here in Trinidad and Tobago, entertainment for the fans. 161 for 4, 161 runs on the board, 2 overs to come in the innings.
It's ironic, we have 161 and we're celebrating our 49th Republic Day here in TNT, so the 200 is looming large. Can they get the 49 run more runs needed now? Or 39 rather, that they need now to get to their 200.
Well, if they do get there, it's going to be end-to-end action. Sukwa gets an outside edge. Sukwa on strike, comes off the mark. Chopin comes back into the attack. 2 overs for 16 runs, so he will finish off with 3 overs in the innings. And so many times we see your most economical bowlers do not get to bowl out their spells in this T20 format. You want to give your best bowlers their full quota of overs. He's round the wicket.
Fire.
Chipped on. Richards down there.
Let it pass.
Well, the kit of the Bourg Mulatresse looks like it's in flames.
He tried to put his hand there, but I don't think he got his hand up in time, and it probably was a good thing, because that was traveling.
Sukwa just to the crease, face just a one delivery. Stays round the wicket, does stop in, and he punches it through cover. They go for 1, and they're going to come for 2. He's going to have to hurry, and a very accurate throw straight in line to the wicket keeper made it very easy for him to pick the bails, and Sukwa is going to have to go run out there, trying for every single run on offer out there, but it was straight out to the man at cover who got the throw in, and was on a very accurate throw. It lacked a bit of pace, but did not lack accuracy at all, and not much work for the keeper to do beside pick it up, collect it on the bounce, and dislodge the bails. So he's gone for 1.
Yeah, it's good cricket, good out cricket, and like I said, the return wasn't a very powerful one, but it's strong enough and accurate enough to make sure that it got to the keeper, and he did the rest. Good work, good glove work also from Holder.
A very interesting Ruskin, because Fonelia is on 55. It was hit straight to the man, and you would think that Sukwa wants to just give Fonelia the strike, but they decided to come back for the second run. And in these final few deliveries in the innings, you want to give the man who's on 55 the majority of the balls to face.
Yeah, they're just getting their signals crossed here now. Terence James, it looks like, who's arrived at the crease.
Fans enjoying themselves in the crowd on this Republic Day, the Bourg Mulatresse fans. None more so than the flag bearer, celebrating every wicket that has fallen so far, 5 of them.
Well, I think if they weren't here, they probably might have been a little river lime or something up in the cruise.
Going to continue. That one didn't get up at all, and he's trying to cut off the front foot. Is James.
Terence James, yep. And, you see, this is what I was referencing earlier. When you lose wickets at this stage, it just slows down, it kills all your momentum, and it puts pressure now on Fonelia. He may have to bat out here.
It's wide outside the off stump, squeezes it out to Aparicio. Get a single. And
That's not bad. That's not bad. For the fielding team in particular, you'll be happy with singles. Even if you concede 6 singles, you don't mind.
Right-handed Fonelia comes back onto strike. Rossi Fonelia stays round the wicket, pushes it wide, and it's short, and it's through the man at extra cover. He's going to go close to the boundary, but a recovery from court, and they're going to come for an additional run. This is excellent running. Excellent running between these two out there in the middle. The misfield at extra cover, work on the boundary, and they ran for everything.
Yeah, it's excellent work. Again, it's go time. You have no tomorrow. 168 for 5 now after 19.
And it was important that they came back for that 3rd run, because it means that Fonelia would be on strike for the start of the final over. 168 for 5. Northside Future Stars. They were inserted into bat, but the captain indicated that he would have batted first as well with the table, the points table at the back of his mind. And there you see the Towers, and there's those 3 wickets rusking at the back end of the innings. It just caused them to stumble a bit, not being able to push closer toward that 200 mark that the captain wanted.
Well, actually, you could add another one there to make it 5. So you're right. And that little cluster there is where they just seem to, when they do their review and they look at areas that they probably where they faltered or where they kind of slowed down, they could circle those last 4 or 5 overs and see why it didn't happen for them.
Well, the run rate has dropped under 9 for the first time in the innings. They were hovering around 10, and as the innings progressed, it dropped into between 9 and 10, and it now in fact has gone under 9 to 8.84. And Richards is going to get the opportunity to bowl out his full allotment of 4 overs.
If he concedes anything under maybe 8 runs and over, that would be splendid. And don't rule out him taking a wicket or 2 in this over, because at the speed at which he bowls and the difficulty Fanelli has had and negotiating his pace.
Comes Tariq in. And he's hitting it down the ground. It's past the stumps. Work out in the deep, and he's going to come back for 2. This is brilliant running here. To not just come back for the 2 and get everything on offer and leave everything out there, but he gets back the strike. Takes him on to 60 and 170 for 5.
It's good cricket, good all-round cricket, good field, good bit of fielding. He took a little tumble, make sure he got it into his hands. His momentum forced him to make the tumble, but he did that well enough, and then he got up and released the ball early. But good running, and we need to see more of that. In fact, it took a little while to start pushing those 1s into 2s.
Fonelia again, chipping down the track, and it's straight to a shortish extra cover. He's not on the 30-yard circle.
That's caught, and he couldn't pick it up at all. He's had a rough day in the field. He was the one who dropped Ramdu early, and he's had 1 or 2 other instances where he hasn't been able to execute what is required. And that was an easy pickup. All he had to do was catch it and just return it to the bowler.
Yeah, I wonder if they're missing a trick as well, because the first 2 delivery was outside the off stump, but there was a short 3rd man in place. Because if you look to use the pace of the bowler, trying to hit 6s down the ground or 4s down the ground, but if you can get some bat on it and beat the short 3rd man, you could get 4 behind the bat. And similarly now with the left-handed James on strike, the fine leg is on the boundary, and he's into the pads, but there's a short 3rd man in place. They do get a single.
And this is what I'm saying. This is where Richards was so difficult to get away. And that's because it's that extra yard of pace that is a little bit uncomfortable for the batsmen. Even though they're in the happy hour and they're swinging, they still can't get him away.
Richards pitches up, and again it's back at him, and gets a hand onto it. Has a throw back to the keeper's end. Richards, good athleticism shown by the bowler. Knocks it down, gets the throw off. Can't prevent the run.
Yeah, good effort on his part. He's really a heart and soul cricketer. Watch at him. He lost his foot in there a little bit. Still, he's not the tallest man, but full of energy.
Richards again, and it's off the inside edge down to fine leg. They will get a single. They want to look for the second one. The non-striker, well, the man who hit the ball, James, wanted to come back, but Fonelia says, hold on, I'll take the final delivery. He's on 62, 174 for 5.
Can he make it 180? That's going to be very difficult, because nobody has been able to really launch Richards out of the ground. And if he could produce one of those darts that he's bowled so far, maybe right up in the block hole.
It's Richards' final delivery, and it goes just past the off stump. They're going to come through, or attempt to come through, for a bye, and there is an appeal, and he's given him out. Umpire CDL And good work from the wicketkeeper to get the ball back down to Richards as they were running through for a bye. And he couldn't make his ground for Neely. And a direct hit, the throw from the keeper, and a direct hit on the move from Richards. Very athletic indeed. And they do get another wicket. So that will be it. 175 it should be.
174, you got to run out on the last ball. So it's 174 for 6 at the end of the 20 overs.
175 to win. And a bit short of where they would have wanted to be when they were inserted. But they're going to have to battle and try to get these points if they are going to contest positions in the semi-final. And Bourg Mulatresse, in the meanwhile, managed to pick up 6 of those wickets and restrict them to under what was projected. It's their final game for the two teams. And Kyle Ramdu was 42 at the top, scored 42. Fornelia is run out on 62. And Kendall Guerra, the captain, went for 40. Andre Medina dropped one down the order. Be dismissed out for 6. Mark Aparicio opened the bowling, and Fornelia went after him early on. And he conceded 3 sixes and 1 4 in his spell. Mark Aparicio, his 4 overs cost 40 runs in total. And Ramon Diaz, he was bowled by Richards for 2. Jesse Sukwa was run out for 2, and Terrence James not out on 3. Top scorer in the innings, Kwasi Fornelia at the top of the order, 62 off of 51. Ramdu 42 as we mentioned, and contribution from the captain Guerra coming in 1 down, and he scored 40. The bowling side of it, Halal, none for 18. There's some of the batting early on from both the opening pair, Ramdu and Fornelia. And going downtown, hit 2 sixes and 4 fours. Guerra with his long levers, 3 sixes he hit, and there's the 1 boundary, the 1 4 he hit in his knock of 40, and hit some massive sixes as well. He targeted down the ground. Fornelia on the other hand provided good support to both Ramdu and his captain Guerra. And just tucking ones around the corner, 2 fours and 3 sixes. And the captain was dismissed, chipped it to Mark Aparicio there at mid-wicket. But Fornelia then had to take up the mantle and decided to go big. 62 he finished. And Barbosa picking up 7.3 overs he bowled. And Toppin coming back on to finish off the innings. There was the run-out opportunity, and this was excellent work from Tariq Richards, given his full allotment of 4 overs. Finished off his 4 overs, cost 28 runs, picked up 1 wicket, 2 wickets to Barbosa for 22 in 3 overs, and Toppin none for 23. The first wicket fell Ramdu, the score on 68. And put on a good opening partnership. It was a big partnership again with Fornelia and Guerra, 64. But it fell away as wickets fell to the back end of the innings. And they finished up on 174 for 6 after 20 overs. And join us in a few minutes' time when we'll see the response from Bourg Mulatresse as they search for their first victory in this North Zone T20 Festival. We'll be right back.
Somebody pass blue water, somebody bring blue water, somebody get blue water, and we ready now. When you feeling hard, take a blue water spray. Take a blue water spray. In your school or house, take a blue water spray. When the bus run out, take a blue water spray. Party pussy water, working pussy water, school children they water. Blue water spray, if it is pussy water, the office pussy water.
At GMMB, love is the currency. And let's show you how we are able to transfer that energy into real conversations. How important is it for the client to be recognized and not to feel invisible, to feel like just a number?
At GMMB, everybody is seen as an ideal, important client. and we give everybody the same level of respect, the same level of acknowledgement, and we deal with you to suit based on that vision of love.
JMMB.
It's banking for real.
Lion Brand brings you the perfect blend of tradition and convenience. From delicious Pelori mix and versatile split peas powder to our easy-to-use fry-bake mix, baking powder, and self-rising flour, Lion Brand takes the guesswork out of cooking, making it simpler than ever to create those cherished family favorites. Taste the tradition, embrace the convenience. Find Lion Brand products at your favorite grocery store today. Lion Brand, the power behind our great taste traditions.
When you want to get the inside information, you go to the real source, the team members. Let's hear what they're saying.
One of the joys that I have is calling someone and telling them you have that approval. We want to know our clients, the attention that we give the client feels that warmth.
We help you, the customer.
We are here to help you, achieve your dreams.
Client succeeding, it has helped the bank to succeed.
Lots of great information here. And yes, GMMB is a real bank.
Having that family lime at home, that cookout by the river, or you're just feeling to bubble up pot? Then Cans Poultry and Meats Limited has got you covered for all your meaty needs. Whether it be chicken, beef, steak, lamb, or even seafood, check Cans. They even have seasoning and condiments to complement your dish. So if you're looking for top quality meats at prices that wouldn't bust your pocket, then come on in to Cans today at any of their convenient locations.
Somebody pass blue water, somebody bring blue water, somebody get blue water, and we ready now. When you're feeling hard, take a blue water spray. Take a blue water spray. In your school or house, take a blue water spray. When the bus run out, take a blue water spray. Party pussy water, working pussy water, school children they water. Blue water spray, the fitness pussy water, the office pussy water.
Here at GMMB, love is the currency. And let's show you how we are able to transfer that energy into real conversations. What about the connection with you and your team members?
It's top priority for me to have that clear understanding of who my team members are and building connections with them to ensure that they carry out the vision of what we are trying to achieve as a team, realizing opportunities for both the clients and ourselves.
JMMB.
It's banking for real.
This one? No. Hey, look, KFC has an incredible promo.
I already had that for lunch.
Crunch whoever isn't on board. Order KFC's Mega 6 Bucket for only $115. KFC, it's finger licking good.
Truth be told, here at GMMB, love is the currency. And let's show you how we are able to transfer that energy into real conversations. It seems to me there's a power in listening. It seems like that is a part of the mandate.
Of course. We need to listen to our clients. We need to hear what they need. We need to hear that they are satisfied, they are loved, they are feeling that JMMB culture.
JMMB.
It's banking for real.
Blue water's posse identified. Somebody pass blue water, somebody bring blue water, somebody get blue water, and we ready now. When you're feeling hard, take a blue water spray. Take a blue water spray. In your school or house, take a blue water spray. When the bus run out, take a blue water spray. Party pussy water, working pussy water, school children they water. Blue water spray, the fitness pussy water, the office pussy water.
Here at GMMB, love is the currency. And let's show you how we are able to transfer that energy into real conversations. How important is it for the client to be recognized and not to feel invisible, to feel like just a number?
At GMMB, everybody is seen as an ideal, important client. And we give everybody the same level of respect, the same level of acknowledgement, and we deal with you to suit based on that vision of love.
JMMB.
It's banking for real.
Lion Brand brings you the perfect blend of tradition and convenience. From delicious Pelori mix and versatile split peas powder to our easy-to-use fry-bake mix, baking powder, and self-rising flour, Lion Brand takes the guesswork out of cooking, making it simpler than ever to create those cherished family favorites. Taste the tradition, embrace the convenience. Find Lion Brand products at your favorite grocery store today. Lion Brand, the power behind our great taste traditions.
When you want to get the inside information, you go to the real source, the team members. Let's hear what they're saying.
One of the joys that I have is calling someone and telling them you have that approval. We want to know our clients. The attention that we give the client feels that warmth.
We help you, the customer.
We are here to help you, achieve your dreams.
Clients succeeding, it has helped the bank to succeed.
Lots of great information here. And yes, GMMB is a real bank.
Having that family lime at home, that cookout by the river, or you're just feeling to bubble up pot? Then Cans Poultry and Meats Limited has got you covered for all your meaty needs. Whether it be chicken, beef, steak, lamb, or even seafood, check Cans. They even have seasoning and condiments to complement your dish. So if you're looking for top quality meats at prices that wouldn't bust your pocket, then come on in to Cans today at any of their convenient locations.
Somebody pass blue water, somebody bring blue water, somebody get blue water, and we ready now. When you're feeling hard, take a blue water spray. Take a blue water spray. In your school or home, take a blue water spray. When the bus run out, take a blue water spray. Party pussy water, working pussy water, school children they water. Blue water spray, if it is pussy water, the office pussy water.
Here at GMMB, love is the currency. And let's show you how we are able to transfer that energy into real conversations. What about the connection with you and your team members?
It's top priority for me to have that clear understanding of who my team members are and building connections with them to ensure that they carry out the vision of what we are trying to achieve as a team, realizing opportunities for both the clients and ourselves.
GMMB.
It's banking for real.
This one? No. Hey, look, KFC has an incredible promo.
I already had that for lunch.
Crunch whoever isn't on board. Order KFC's Mega 6 Bucket for only $115. KFC, it's finger licking good.
Truth be told, here at GMMB, love is the currency. And let's show you how we are able to transfer that energy into real conversations. It seems to me there's a power in listening. It seems like that is a part of the mandate.
Of course. We need to listen to our clients. We need to hear what they need. We need to hear that they are satisfied, they are loved, they are feeling that GMMB culture.
GMMB.
It's banking for real.
And welcome back here as we get ready for the reply from the Bourg Mulatresse outfit. They need 175 for a victory, and as you can see there, the Northside Future Stars 62 at the top for Fanelia, who was run out of the very last ball of the innings, 42 and 40 respectively for Ramdu and Guerra. They were the principal scorers, and getting them to that solid total of 174 for 6. The question, though, is it enough? We would have to say, Billy.
Yeah, they fell short of what the captain wanted. He was indicating that he was looking forward to scoring about 200 runs or so. He does have the ball in his hand now to open the bowling. Aaron Das is on strike. Anthony Duran at the non-striker's end. And there's a first slip in place and just a bit of changes in the outfield. So they've now pushed the man out to deep square leg and a long off. Are the two fielders out for the power play. So here we go.
And they should get an easy single, but again, a little bit of ball watching there because there was clearly a single there, even though there was a short fine leg. You don't want to give up runs because you may not get them back later on. So every opportunity you get for quick runs, you want to take those, especially in these power play overs. Guerra, this could be out. He's settling under it. Ramdu is going to take it. He bubbles it, and bubbles it, and bubbles it, and then eventually he holds on to it. So Das, who gave up the single, in fact, he offered the single to Durant. Durant turned it down, and the next ball, he skies one and goes without scoring.
Well, a couple of stories here in this delivery. Guerra opening the bowling left arm wrong. Kyle Ramdu, a very safe pair of hands, you would normally think, but he just parried it onto his chest, popped it back out into his hand, and on another attempt, secured the catch that dismisses the captain of the Bourg Mulatresse team. And a disappointing start, but exactly what the Northside Future Stars would have wanted, to try and get wickets very early on to get that net run rate over 2. That's what they're playing for. First wicket falls with no runs on the board.
So Mark Aparicio.
Das, who scored 27 against Shannon and 10 against Savannah Boys, the captain at the top of the order. And out comes Aparicio, had a score of 30 against Shannon when they posted 164 for 6. So they're quite capable. It's within touching distance. They've already proven that they can get to those types of scores. Try to see if they could get to this total of 174, but they have a bit of a setback now.
Yeah, they really have to try and pick things up here. They have to forget that. You don't want to lose early wickets. You don't even want to lose a wicket this early. But hey, that's the hand you've been dealt. So now you kind of like have to deal with it and see what happens. I wonder what is going through Anthony Duran's mind now, because he really clearly was a single. He just didn't seem prepared to run, and the very next ball they'll lose a wicket. And Kendall Guerra has bowled very well lately. He's been very economical. He hasn't probably gotten the barrage of wickets that he would like, but he hasn't been too costly either. And again, pitching up nicely and going past the outside edge. So a real examination here now for Aparicio and company.
His best spell in this T20 festival, 2 for 15 he got against Shannon.
That would be in the last game that they played. And again, so he's really found a good groove. He's found a good line, a good length. His pace is up, even though he's not the quickest of bowlers, but the height from which he operates makes it a little bit of a difficult proposition for most right-handers in particular, as he's able to go across them. And again, they're appealing for a catch at the wicket, and he goes. 2 in the over. So Kendall Guerra struck with the second ball, and he's done it again with the 5th ball of the over. They're yet to score a run, and they've lost 2 wickets.
It's exactly the start the captain wanted. He has the ball in his hand, and there he gets the outside edge going across the right-hander. It's the stock delivery from left-handers over the wicket, particularly with the new ball. We haven't seen him shape any back into the right-hander, but he's been consistently going across them. Has a slip in place, but didn't need the slip. And Aparicio indulges, takes a nibble outside the off stump, and he is gone without scoring. 2 wickets now, no runs on the board.
Yeah, this is not what the doctor ordered. And because you want, if anything, to at least get some runs on the board before you lose your wickets. And even if you accommodate for 2 wickets in the power play overs, you certainly don't want to lose those 2 wickets in the first over without a run on the board. You're really tempting fate here.
And it's very difficult for the team is at the bottom of the table. So you have to got to play for some pride. They're going to have to dig deep, try and make this a contest, because Northside Future Stars would want them to capitulate, because they need to bowl them out early to get that net run rate from negative 0.02 to over 2 to try and compete for that second spot. The other 2 teams doing battle in the group, Glenora and Savannah Boys, looking for that first and second place as well. Glenora on 5 and Savannah Boys on 4. So Northside on 4 points as well, but they need a big win here. And so far, Bourg Mulatresse seems to be accommodating them.
Well, Kevin Holder is the new batsman. Can he end this slide here? And he will get off the mark immediately. Probably not with the most convincing of shots. A slightly slow delivery from Guerra, but he ends a beautiful first over. 2 wickets for just 1 run. 2 for 1 after 1.
A very eventful first over from the captain, leading from in front, first with the bat, getting to 40, coming 1 down, elevating himself in the batting order, and now with the ball, just demonstrating to his team what is needed of them. They fell short a bit of what he wanted, 200 runs on the board, but he certainly is fighting to keep his team in with a chance for that semi-final on Saturday. So far, 2 wickets down, and as well doing the right thing for that final delivery with the new batsman in. 2 wickets down. He put a second slip in place, looking to get another wicket in the over, looking for the kill.
Yep, this is exactly what they would like to achieve here now. Just make sure that you keep your foot on the gas and don't allow them to get out of this hole that they've dug themselves.
Andre Medina is going to open the bowling from the Diego Martin Main Road. And 2 for 18 he had in their first game. It was a defeat that they suffered at the hands of Glenora.
And the 2 men out is a long on and a deep mid wicket. So they're expecting some fireworks here from Holder. And there's one that comes right in. They're appealing for an LBW decision. And not out, says the umpire. And they're bewildered, to say the least. But the umpire is very firm.
Yeah, have a close look as to where this ball pitched. I think that is the doubt in the umpire's mind.
A pitch off stump.
And it seems to be hitting off stump.
Yep. It pitched on the off stump and was going to clip the top of off stump. He didn't go anywhere. He was on the back foot there, and really, by the thinnest of margins, survives.
It's a critical wicket as well, because it would put them in, further ahead in terms of getting to that goal that they want, to get a 3rd wicket, and to do it in the second over as well. He's going to try again, Medina. He's round the wicket. Almost chopping it on this occasion.
Yeah, Akil Guerra did well there. Well, he couldn't get out of the way. The ball just bounced and jumped at him. And that last wicket was all Guerra. Caught Guerra, bowled Guerra. Really trying to get on with things here, but having a real hard time finding the ball, first of all.
Just pushing it wide outside. He's backing away instead of stepping into the shot. He's trying to make room, but room was already on offer because it was wide outside the off stump.
This time he's going and he's going and he's gone. Just one bounce and over the ropes at long on. And so finally something to celebrate for Bourg Mulatresse.
On this occasion, he's just over pitching and too much width on offer this time. So he made the correction in terms of length, but not in terms of, rather it made the correction, kept the line, but the length was over pitched and he hit it straight down the ground because there's no man at long off. Long on trying to come around to cut it off, but he hit it very straight indeed. He's going to have to just adjust his line, get it back onto that off stump line to try to tuck the batsman up and not give him any room. Holder is on to 5. And Bourg Mulatresse are off the mark. 2 wickets in deficit.
So taking a little while to sort out what is happening out there. Hold up. Survived a big LBW appeal and now survives the over from Medina. 4 runs in it. It's 5 for 2 now after 2.
Lion Brand brings you the perfect blend of tradition and convenience. From delicious Pelori mix and versatile split peas powder to our easy-to-use fry-bake mix, baking powder, and self-rising flour, Lion Brand takes the guesswork out of cooking, making it simpler than ever to create those cherished family favorites. Taste the tradition. Embrace the convenience. Find Lion Brand products at your favorite grocery store today. Lion Brand, the power behind our great taste traditions.
So we're looking at the cameraman getting all the images for you, entire suite of cameramen. And they must be enjoying this. They've seen wickets fall, so too would be the spectators, unless, of course, you're a Bourg Mulatresse supporter. And, but that's the name of the game here now. Can they dig themselves out of this hole that they now find themselves in? It's going to take some effort. And this man is only too willing to add to their misery. And again, another good length delivery. So he's not the quickest, but he's certainly among the most intelligent seam bowlers that we've seen. He's been able to maintain his line very, very well.
Yeah, and making the change for the left-handed Durant, who's just facing his first ball. You've been witness to everything that was happening from either end in the first 2 overs. Just his first ball, and he's already fishing outside the off stump.
And this time he again got himself into a little bit of a tangle there as the ball drifted into the pads and hit the pad and went down for 4 leg byes.
Yeah, interesting there that no one appealed either. And he's batting and he was outside the off stump when the ball struck him. And the angle of the delivery could very well be taking it down the leg side. But interesting that no one appealed. Just to ask the question, just to put more psychological pressure with an appeal on the Bourg Mulatresse team.
Yeah, I guess they just didn't want to get the answer no. Again, playing and missing. So he's really just concentrating on that line and on that off stump, just outside the off stump. And you could just see Durant having real difficulty because the ball is passing at a height over the blade of the bat. That suggests that he's not, the bounce, he's not comfortable with that bounce.
As you mentioned, bounce, it's coming from a height of about 10 feet in the air. The tall man Guerra with the ball in his hand now.
And this time he's getting it away. Might get a boundary here. No, he won't. Excellent work again to track it down and get it back there. Terrence James.
I was wondering if he was going to pull the dive out, but opted for the boot as well. We haven't seen too much diving around with players opting for the boot to stop the ball on the boundary edge. Sometimes getting themselves in a tangle.
You know, a white man burns, you know. So the diving part of it is not the most. The result sometimes could be very painful when you get a white man and it kind of sticks onto your clothes after that. It's very uncomfortable. And slower delivery, very well disguised, and really pulling out all the stops here. Guerra, 2 for 3.
And it's even more difficult coming from that height, out of the side of the hand and dipping. Perhaps a bit too slow. The batsman was able to recover in time. Just looked a bit awkward trying to play that one. So full of a bag of tricks here is Kendall Guerra.
Late once more, can't catch up with him. So after painfully slow delivery, follows it up with a nice quicker one to end over number 3. 11 for 2 at the end of it.
He has the astonishing figures of 2 for 3. Have a look there. Aaron Das, the captain, gone. Second delivery of the game for no score. And then Mark Aparicio couldn't survive the over from Kendall Guerra. Got the outside edge through to wicketkeeper Akil. And the two batsmen, Kevin Holder, looking to counter. And was struck. Holder in front, but given not out. So perhaps the trajectory of the delivery in the line, the sight of the umpire who sits directly behind the stumps, probably thought it was going to miss the off stump. And he survived. Duran, who opened the batting, got the opportunity to face 6 deliveries. And he's off the mark.
Well, there's a deep mid-wicket and a long one. Those are the onside fielders. And again, just a short backward square and acres. Big open spaces on the onside. The bowler is probably going to have to cover quite a bit from there to mid-wicket. This one is in the air, but it's in the gap. And that is going to run away for 4.
This is the danger from Medina. We saw it in the first over he bowled, that he can't push it wide outside the off stump and give the batsman room. And again he's wide and short outside the off stump and well put away by Holder.
The Holder is, not afraid to put bat to ball. In fact, he seems inclined to want to do so, but given the loss of those 2 early wickets, that might just constrain him a little bit. But, like I said, he probably feels he has no choice but to keep going here now. 175 is the target. And that's well played. He's going to get another boundary here. That's very well played in the end. Went across the line a little bit there, but with the off spinner, he was able to just tug it on the onside and picked up a nice boundary.
So they made an adjustment to the field. They pushed Terrence James back at backward point. He's not all the way on the boundary, but then the bowler delivers a ball this time onto the pads and put away on the onside. So it's very difficult to set a field with a bowler who can't maintain a particular line and length during the course of an over. And it can really aggravate the captain.
Well, he actually started that just outside the off stump. It was so well played. He hit right across the line with the spin and placed it nicely as well. And again, this one is in the air, but he might get away with it. I don't think Ramdu could track that one down. And they're going to settle for 1.
I think that one probably come off the top edge of the bat, trying to whip it into the onside with the spin. But he's looking to tug, as you suggested, Ruskin, everything from off stump into the pads, trying to play with the spin. Rehearsing the shot there again. Left-hander comes on strike now.
Yeah, this is where things could become a little interesting now. Can Durant keep the momentum going? They really need a big partnership here. And more importantly, they need it in double quick time. So Durant has to play his part. He can't just sit there and, as they say, drop anchor and leave all the heavy lifting to Holder. But in saying that, he cannot just get himself out either. So he has to find that balance and make sure that he's there doing his part in the partnership. It's taken a long while for this ball to be bowled. Again, getting himself into a little bit of a knot there, and can't get the ball away, and he needs to avoid this. This is precisely what the bowler wants, but his team wouldn't like to see this too often. You don't want to see too many of those where you can't get it off the square. You're just playing into the hands of the fielding team.
I think he's just looking for the delivery where he knows it's his sweet spot to try and dispatch it to the boundary.
This one is in the air. He could be. The bowler, the wicketkeeper is getting under it, and he takes the catch. That's his second catch of the innings. Guerra takes the catch, and Durant goes for 2. It goes from bad to worse for Bourg Mulatresse.
It's all falling apart here, and it's happening quickly in the power play this time. He's trying to go big, using all of the bottom hand, leaning back as well to compound the problem, because he's not stepping into the shot and trying to go in the air and could only spoon it up. Easy catch for the wicketkeeper.
Yeah, Medina did the smart thing, get out the way, and don't allow any mishap. And so they lost a 3rd wicket now, and this is what we kept saying is a cardinal sin when you lose 3 wickets in the power play. But when you lose 2 in the first over, losing a 3rd one is almost always on the cards.
Yeah, and what you don't want to do is to give a wicket to a bowler who you're scoring runs off of. 13 runs they've scored off of Medina, and he now picks up a wicket. They've hit him for 3 boundaries in his 2 overs. So they took a liking to him, and trying to go once too often loses his wicket.
Yeah, Medina 1 for 13, and we had 4 leg byes in there as well. So it meant that Guerra is really putting on a big display at the other end. I think he got 2 for 1 or 2 for 3 or something like that.
2 for 3.
Yeah, very economical.
He had 2 for 1 after his first over.
Yeah, so this is kind of like how things are working out. Delaney Hines is out there, and he's going to have to negotiate the pacey Terence James.
I'm not sure what the age of this young man is, but he looks quite young. Delaney Hines, under 19 player.
Yep. As you say, you could still see the milk in the face. So Terence Hines here now would love to get into the wicket-taking act and heap even more pressure on Bourg Mulatresse. This one is hit in the air, and that's going to sail away for 4 runs.
And the Holder continues to score with boundaries. It's his 4th 4 of the innings. So he would be disappointed as well that they would have lost the wicket of Durant in such a fashion when he has been going good from the other end, trying to build back and resurrect, trying to post some sort of a good total in the power play, still trying to maximize. And that one was just a bit of a gift there. He could just work it into the onside. Man is dropping out, the captain himself, the deep square leg now with that boundary.
And he goes from short on the leg to wide outside the off stump.
And we saw that from Medina as well, overcompensating after being struck for a boundary. Getting it all wrong there, Terence James.
Yeah, he has to make an adjustment, and he's had his issues in the tournament. He's had 1 or 2 spells where he's been really impressive, and then on other occasions he just seemed to really lose the plot quite a bit. You don't want to be the one that they could point the fingers to for not following the plan. You have to do that again.
Yeah, that one did look wide, despite the fact that he perhaps got a little close to it. But that guideline belongs to the umpire. And he took possession of it and signaled a wide.
So James really need to buck up here, get his radar working. This might be it for him. It's sailing. Ramdu is under it. Then he takes an easy catch. So Holder finally goes for 18. And not the best of balls from James, but he don't mind. He has picked up the big wicket of Holder. Kevin Holder goes to 18. And Ramdu taking a good catch. More importantly, it's 26 for 4.
We mentioned it in the last game that sometimes full tosses, they do pick up wickets. Just chipped in the air, got a bit under it, and rather playing through the line of it, trying to scoop it in the air over mid-off. When the man was mid-on, the man is sitting on the 30-yard circle. Just had to take a few steps back, Kyle Ramdu. And the Bourg Mulatresse fans have just gone quiet a bit with their team now 4 wickets down. And Ruskin, you know who wouldn't be enjoying this as well? The other 2 teams, Glenora Sports Club and the Savannah Boys, because they will be looking at that net run rate as well. And perhaps Bourg Mulatresse just gifting the Northside Future Stars exactly what they want. And being dismissed. It's almost a steady procession to the dugout.
Yeah, Tarek Richards is arriving at the crease. I was really impressed with his bowling. He was easily the quickest bowler we've seen in the tournament, and probably over one of the shortest runs as well for a fast bowler. And but that is behind him now. He had what, 1 for 18, 1 for 28, which was a little bit expensive. Consider the fact that he bowled so many dot balls inside of there. But again, his own pace probably worked against him in some of those 28 runs. But outside of that, he bowled exceptionally well. But now they're going to need him to make some kind of a contribution. In fact, they're going to need him to make a significant contribution with the bat, as nobody else seems to be able to do so. 18 to Holder, but not much else. It's like telephone numbers they're dialing here. And that played nicely to get off the mark, but that's not going to hurt.
And they've also maintained that first slip position all through the power play so far. And nothing has gone to the first slip, but it just keeps the pressure on the batsman, because at times you can want to break that wrist to get an easy single and rotate the strike down to third man. But with the first slip in place, that has ruled that option out.
Yeah, can James tighten up here nicely and finish up on a high. From around the wicket now, he goes down the leg side. So he's really having his issues.
And so much so, Ruskin, there's just one fielder outside of the ring, and it's the captain at deep cover. All the other fielders, despite they being allowed an additional or 2 fielders out in the deep, they've kept the pressure on with fielders in the circle.
And this is a loud appeal here, but again, they can't get it. Not out, says the umpire.
Getting one to swing there, James, and just swinging down the leg side. Haven't seen too many balls move in the air, but that one certainly swung. Definitely heading down the leg side.
So again, James trying to finish up this over here without too much more damage.
The young man, Delaney Hines, gets an opportunity, Ruskin, to see what he's made of. Can bat, see if he can bat as long as possible. Victory might be out of the cards, but you get an opportunity. You want to maximize the opportunity.
Yeah, that's the name of the game here now for him. Take do your part. And if you make runs, then the team makes runs as well. But for now, they're really suffering. 5 going, it's 28 for 4.
Yeah, you're going to have to just forget about the power play. Because if you try to score, to hit the ball in the air.
Here at GMMB, love is the currency. And let's show you how we are able to transfer that energy into real conversations. What about the connection with you and your team members?
It's top priority for me to have that clear understanding of who my team members are and building connections with them to ensure that they carry out the vision of what we are trying to achieve as a team, realizing opportunities for both the clients and ourselves.
GMMB.
It's banking for real.
North Zone T20 Festival leading run scorer Ikwe Craig, 234 runs to his credit, 3 50s and 41 not out in his last game. They are now out of the tournament. It's an opportunity for a new leading run scorer to emerge. And emerging from the Diego Martin Road end, looks like Jesse Sukwa, is it, who's going to come into bowl? Leg spinner.
Just trying to make sure that he gets the action right. And this might be a good time, although there's a left-hander at the crease, Richards. Richards may be inclined to try to swing everything to leg. So if Sukwa could produce a googly or 2 or 3, he could put him in a little bit of a spin. There he goes, trying to really open up to probably pull that on the onside, and that was a quick one going across him.
The captain showing a lot of trust and confidence in the young man to bowl the final over of power play.
Thinking he might overstep, he's just getting back there. And Delaney Hines was keen to get on strike and then had to hurriedly get back.
The exuberance of youth, Ruskin.
It was a good return too by James.
A good guarder as well from Sukwa. Just down at his ankles.
And Heinz is going to have to hurry here, but Guerra not interested in a run out. But you could see him trying to put everything through the onside. He's not too happy playing on the offside. It's almost like if that side of the field doesn't exist.
So I just wonder if he's just pushing it across the left-handers, because we see so many times leg spinners to left-handers bowl a lot of googly deliveries and push it to turn across outside the off stump for the left-handers. We haven't seen any spin too much back into the left-hander, and he can certainly impart a lot of revolutions on the ball and get some appreciable spin.
And again, outside that off stump, turning away from the left-hander. So he knows what he's doing. He's just trying to get a lot of dot balls in, frustrate the batsman. And that's well played. That's beautifully played. This is a long chase for James. He might as well give it up because that's going to go for 4.
And we did mention we haven't seen too much diving around in the outfield to save bung rules. There was one there, all in vain though, but it's a full toss and put away through the covers. A good looking shot there. And chasing it down, couldn't hold it back in. But he's bowling that line. There's no protection outside the off stump. There's a long one who is wide, as well as a deep mid-wicket on the boundary for the ball spinning back into the left-hander. But none of them have come back into the left-hander. It's all going across him.
I bowled him. Well. Delaney Hines, after such a beautiful cover drive, plays one on the back foot. It might have come off the under edge onto the stump, and he goes for 4.
So Sukwa just rewarding his captain for the faith that he put him in to bowl that final over of power play. So there was no wit on offer here. Tucked him up on the line of the off stump. Have a good look at the young man's action there. And it's that one, that googly, that he's looking to go across him. But this time, no wit on offer. Tucked him up and he could only chop it on. He got a little bit of extra bounce as well in that delivery.
So really coming back at him a little bit and off the under edge into the stumps. It's the end of over number 6. Not good news. It's 33 for 5.
water. Somebody get to water. And we ready now. When you feeling hard, take up the water spray. Take up the water spray. In your school or house, take up the water spray. When the bus run out, take up the water spray. Party pussy water. Working pussy water. School children they water. The water spray. The fitness pussy water. The office pussy water.
So really not the script that Bourg Mulatresse had, and I suppose not the script that the others would have been, the other teams in contention would have been hoping for. But this one is really a real debacle. 33 for 5. So a no ball signal.
Yeah, that's an easy one for the umpire. Didn't land at all on the pitch, losing all control. That wrist snap going all wrong there. But it's a perfect power play for the Northside Future Stars. In fact, they probably couldn't have predicted any better.
And
luckily for the free hit.
Free hit.
Because that was very close. Struck him in line.
Trying to manufacture runs here. Look at how far across he is. And really had everything in front of the stumps there. And, but it was a free hit, so it doesn't count. It doesn't really matter. But other than one more to the score.
New man Benny Halal. What do you do coming into bat in a situation like this, Kruskin?
Well, you bat. You try and bat out the 20 overs. And this has been part of the problem here. No one has been able to really, probably with the exception of Holder, has been able to really get at the bowlers. And even Holder had his issues as well.
That's the advice we were trying to give to Delani Hines, but got a good delivery from Sukwa to be dismissed.
And good quick running. And this could be close, but I think he might just have made it in. And a good effort there, picking up the ball and rifling the return in by Kwesi Fanilia. And the batsman just making it in.
Yeah, and it's good to see, and it's good for your team as well to boost the team spirit out there when you have a direct hit like that. And it just raises the standards of the entire team.
It was close, but I think he did the smart thing. He dragged the bat into the crease. He didn't dip it, as we've seen so often. Look at it here as the return. It's a good one, but he got the bat down in time. Played nicely this time. And he got the bat down, but he didn't get it over the line in time.
Yeah, I was giving it even from the live action. Because what affected him as well is he decided to run around.
He didn't go straight into the crease.
Straight.
Took a shortcut, which would turn out to be a long cut.
Yeah, a number of roundabouts in Diego Martin, but he decided to take one.
And, so in between the no balls and the wides, James has been able to produce one or two good deliveries, but can he just repeat it? Halal. And that's good running. Not much the fielders could do about that. And bowler will have to accept that that's a very well judged single. So 7 completed now, 38 for 5 at the end of it.
And we're not quite sure what the actual equations are to get them up to a net run rate. But it's going to have to be a very steep calculation. And they might just be on the way here. As you could see, the steepness of the line of the worm is just under that of the North Stars. It's a lower gradient, and wickets responsible for it.
I'm just wondering when they're going to introduce Ramdu into the attack as well, because he has been one of the chief wicket takers also. But I suppose Sukwa had earned a second over.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't want to take away the ball from the young man who is just starting to build his confidence, because you might just want to call on him in the later games once they do qualify, if they do qualify.
So Sukwa already with a wicket, got a wicket off his last ball of his first over. 1 for 5 now, looking for more success.
Ruskin is getting an opportunity to bowl against a right-hander now. We might just see the ability of a young man in terms of how much spin he can get on the ball.
Yeah, you don't need to bowl leg stump. Bowl it, still bowl it off stump. See what happens. And that's well played. He got it into the gap there. There's a mid-wicket. There's nobody at square leg. And once he made contact, it was a short ball for excellent runs there for Halal.
And Sukwa just counting around the field where exactly his fielders are in the deep, because he couldn't understand with that type of a shot why there was no one protecting that boundary behind square.
Not only that, is why you're bowling a leg spinner without a cover out there, because if there's any bowler who is inclined to bowl a short ball, would be a leg spinner.
Yeah, and they're pushing that man out to deep backward square now, and the horse has already bolted. Somebody's going to have to come inside and before he bowls, otherwise we're going to get a no ball. In fact, is it 5 outside? Yeah, it is 5 outside
but
now.
Well, they're in the 7th over, so they're safe here now. He wants a single that is non-existent. And gear up.
Was that the problem, Ruskin, that there were only 4 outside? And that is what Sukwa was counting.
But he just had a square leg. He did a backward square, not a deep square leg.
Yeah, we did say in the power play, just one fielder, the captain, was outside of the ring. And the fielder out in the deep at cover does the fielding, shadowed by the captain in the inner ring. I just wonder if there were just 4 fielders out there, and Sukwa was just counting it, telling his captain that we can put an additional field, and that man should be out there on the boundary at backward square. But he's going to have to change now for the left-handed. Richards?
Yeah, he needs to keep bowling him the googlies and try to avoid serving up something that he could go with the tide with, just like that. But he hits it. He could be out caught if he comes in and he just got there. He just seemed to delay a little bit there, Ramdu. And by that time, the ball dipped on him, was going down, and he couldn't haul it in. But he had a good look at it. He was running towards it. He was seeing it all the way. And just before he almost like he delayed and then had to sort of crouch to try to take it rather than putting in a dive, I suppose. And that's well played as well. And James in the way.
Well, the only thing I could think about with that opportunity there, the ball is coming from out of the sunlight into the shaded area that he was. And I wonder if he thought it was coming toward him, and realizing at the last moment he wasn't going to get to it, or it wasn't going to get to him. And then he raced in a bit belatedly, tried to take it low down, but does have the ability, an excellent fielder, Ramdu, couldn't keep his hands on it.
And that's well played again. And Richards doing his part here, but they need him to maybe bat the rest of these overs here now. 8 overs completed, 46 for 5 is the latest.
When you want to get the inside information, you go to the real source, the team members. Let's hear what they're saying.
One of the joys that I have is calling someone and telling them you have that approval. We want to know our clients, the attention that we give the client feels that warmth.
We help you, the customer.
We are here to help you, achieve your dreams.
Clients succeeding, it has helped the bank to succeed.
Lots of great information here. And yes, GMMB is a real bank.
So 46 for 5 after 8. And Jesse Sukwa's 2 overs have cost him 13 runs, but he has a wicket to his name. The youngster Delaney Hines bowled off the inside edge. So they've decided that James, so One James is out. And they're trying its best there. A little bit of pad involved there, maybe even some bat. And that was not the shot that he played. And certainly making it right. So this is Junior James now getting into the attack.
Bit of a similar bowling action as well from Junior James. He could adjust the line from outside the leg stump. There's a good delivery across the left-handed Richards, who's on 5.
Again, no pace to work with at all. Making life very difficult for the batsmen. And this is one of the, how should I say, one of the areas in the modern game that you see so much more of now. Bowlers are not prepared to burst bowl a fast ball and a faster ball. They will bowl a slower delivery, deliberately so, and an even slower one as well. So it's a part of their repertoire now. And another appeal, but not outsides, and this time they will get the overthrow.
Yeah, a bit of sloppiness creeping in here now in the north side Future Stars, and this is what you could find happening. If you look at that LBW shot, a bit too high and perhaps heading down the leg side as well.
Fornelli had never had a chance of running out Halal there, but he still released the ball. That's good fielding there in the follow through.
Fornelia excited with that one because he already had a direct hit, a decision on examination. He could have been unlucky when we did a Foodery examination on replay. Probably unlucky not to have a run out, to his credit. Trying to repeat the dose.
And again, just a change of pace and really mixing up his deliveries quite nicely here. That first over went for 3, and at the end of 9, it's 49 for 5.
He's just giving Bourg Mulatresse team a bit of taste of their own medicine, because we saw Barbosa do a lot of that, as well as Halal and Aparicio. Halal in particular did bowl a number of slower and slower and slower and slower deliveries coming down to the end of his spell. Saw it from Barbosa, who picked up 2 wickets, as well as Aparicio. So just giving back a dose of their own medicine. Junior James, 2 Halal out there in the middle. Ball just seemed to die on the way to the wicketkeeper as well. Sukwa given another over now for his 3rd over.
Yeah, he's earned it. He could have had another wicket in his 2nd over. Wasn't to be though. And that's brilliantly bowled. And Guerra not able to hold it in. That's probably the only thing that was wrong with that.
Yeah, you just wonder with Guerra 2 for 3, the captain, and a partnership. You don't want to give them a lifeline, but he's using Sukwa to try and pry out another wicket.
Richards not able to take full advantage of another short ball coming his way. When you get those, you have to put them away. If you to get out of this mire that you find yourself in here. 50 on the board.
And I think
50 for 5.
I think that is exactly what Captain Guerra wants. He wants them to try and go in the air, because he stationed himself at deep mid wicket to the left-hander, challenging them to try and go over his head. That one was played along the ground.
And this time drifting too much outside leg. And that's always the challenge here when you bowl to a left-arm, right-arm combination as a leg spinner. You always have to be mindful of the fact that who is whom and where you have to bowl to whom, to which of the two.
That's the line and the length that you want to repeat more often than not to the right-hander. Has a slip in place, backward point, cover, extra cover, long off on the offside.
Short ball punched away. Only going to get one though, and again, Guerra not really interested in speeding up proceedings here in terms of going for the catch or anything like that. He never looked interested in that.
Not even to see if they could get a run out there.
Yeah, he was just happy to give them one and could live with the consequences.
I just wonder, Ruskin, if they already know what the calculation is. So the pressure is off of the captain now that they've gone past 9 overs.
That's a good shot, well played. But again, Fornelia is down there, so they'll just have to the one run from the over, or from that delivery, I should say. 3 in the over plus a wide. So 4 runs all told in this over. Not ideal. And a swing and a miss to end over number 10. And at the end of 10 overs, says 53 for the loss of 5 wickets. And just to give you a little comparison here, at the end of their 10 overs, they were 97 for 1, the Northside Future Stars. And by comparison, 53 for 5 is the latest here after 10 overs as the players get their refreshments.
Blue Water's posse identified. Somebody pass blue water. Somebody bring blue water. Somebody get blue water. And we ready now. When you feeling hard, take a blue water spray. Take a blue water spray. In your school or house, take a blue water spray. When the bus run out, take a blue water spray. Party posse water. Working posse water. School children they water. Blue water spray. Fitness posse water. The office posse water.
Here at GMMB, love is the currency. And let's show you how we are able to transfer that energy into real conversations. How important is it for the client to be recognized and not to feel invisible, to feel like just a number?
At GMMB, everybody is seen as an ideal, important client. And we give everybody the same level of respect, the same level of acknowledgement, and we deal with you to suit based on that vision of love.
GMMB.
It's banking for real.
Lion Brand brings you the perfect blend of tradition and convenience. From delicious Pelori mix and versatile split peas powder to our easy-to-use fry-bake mix, baking powder, and self-rising flour, Lion Brand takes the guesswork out of cooking, making it simpler than ever to create those cherished family favorites. Taste the tradition, embrace the convenience. Find Lion Brand products at your favorite grocery store today. Lion Brand, the power behind our great taste traditions.
When you want to get the inside information, you go to the real source, the team members. Let's hear what they're saying.
One of the joys that I have is calling someone and telling them you have that approval. We want to know our clients, the attention that we give the client feels that warmth.
We help you, the customer.
We are here to help you, achieve your dreams.
Client succeeding, it has helped the bank to succeed.
Lots of great information here. And yes, GMMB is a real bank.
Having that family lime at home, that cookout by the river, or you're just feeling to bubble up pot? Then Cans Poultry and Meats Limited has got you covered for all your meaty needs. Whether it be chicken, beef, steak, lamb, or even seafood, check Cans. They even have seasoning and condiments to complement your dish. So if you're looking for top quality meats at prices that wouldn't bust your pocket, then come on in to Cans today at any of their convenient locations.
So to welcome you back here, there's an idea of where we are at this point. 53 for 5 after 10.
So resume. Bourg Mulatresse at the crease. Benny Halal on 11. And Tariq Richards on 5. And they're going to have to continue this rebuilding job. Partnership now 21 off of 26. The only other partnership of note between Duran and Holder, 20 from 19. Holder got 14 of those. Junior James, badly lined down the leg side.
Yeah, signal a wide, and he doesn't need to even venture down there, because there's no fine leg on the boundary, so any kind of deflection, well, just as I say, so they push the man back on the boundary.
I think that might have been a missed. Angled into the pads again, loud shout for LBW, but it was clearly again heading down the leg side. And I think, yeah, the captain might have just missed a trick and realized that he supposed to have a fine leg and didn't send the man back on the boundary. We saw as well Sukwa, his last over of leg spin, he only bowled 3 fielders on the onside. The line of attack to the right-handed Halal was outside the off stump. James goes round the wicket. The left-handed Richards, another wide. Signaled by the umpire. 2 wides in the over.
And to show you how inconsistent things are, remember he put the fine leg for the right-hander. He doesn't have a fine leg for the left-hander. And it's the same bowler who's spraying the ball all over the place.
He doesn't even have the third man because he's wide in the same direction outside of the off stump. This time the umpire does not signal a wide. Trying to smack it down the ground was Richards. Loses a bit of shape and his head was in the air a fraction, but there's no third man either now for the left-hander either. No fine leg, no third man. Short third man in place. It's going to be signaled another wide. Struggling to maintain control here, James. Perhaps he might want to switch back to over the wicket for the left-handed Richards.
And you ask yourself, is the delivery that slow? The batsman was swinging so early and totally flummoxed by it, but again, just not on target. Bowled him this time. Well,
played it on. Got it fractionally closer, Junior James, outside the off stump, and could only drag it on Richards. He's playing that shot in the same fashion he went after the wider one, and head a bit in the air, bat away from the body, not in line, and smashes it into his own stumps. Wide outside the off stump and bat away from the body, and shoulder not in line. Have a look at it here. Trying to go too hard at it. And another wicket falls now. In deep, deep trouble here, Bourg Mulatresse. 6 wickets down, 58 runs on the board.
Not ideal at all. In fact, the more you look at it, is the more you wonder what is the thinking, or what is the plan. And right now they don't seem to have a plan of how they're going to get themselves out of the mire here.
Yeah, the writing on the wall almost for the Bourg Mulatresse team. Their last game in this Group B, no victories for them, 2 losses and 1 no result. Game against Glenora Sports Club was rained out, and just when you thought they would want to try and finish on a high, play for some pride, finding themselves deep down in a rut. New batsman Kieran Balbosa comes out.
Yeah, it's really in a lot of ways it's a little disappointing as well that they're not able to at least fire and put up some kind of resistance. Right now they're very meekly surrendering.
James just bails out of that one. He's picked up a wicket despite the 3 wides in the over. Struggled a bit with his line. He's back over the wicket now. 2 right-handers at the crease. Shout for LBW.
But the bat came down just in the nick of time. He thought he had gone past the bat.
He's having a word with Balbosa, who totally ignores him because the umpire signals runs, and you can see why. It's off the glove. Not sure what he was appealing for. And this time it's a loud appeal again, but he's advancing down the track. Halal struck on the pad again, looks to be heading down the leg side. He overcomes stand in. He's advancing down the track, and it's always heading down the leg side. 60 for 6 after 11 overs, a run rate of just 5.5. And have a look at that, Ruskin. Not much to speak about.
No, they need some towers, but they're not getting any. It's almost as if they're just building flat houses.
Starting to look like a shantytown.
No high rise. Certainly, the way that looking there, like nobody's even building an upstairs house.
Starting to look like Pity Valley.
Well, other than one or two individuals in Pity Valley who have these mansions that I won't call any names, but
do you have one of those there, Ruskin?
Oh no, I'm like the batting team. Flat.
That one, flattered delivery from Jesse Sukwa. Dot delivery, striking the pad of halal.
But you know, when you say flat, you know, you have to be careful because in Britain, when they say living in a flat, you have like to climb a set of steps to get to the flat.
Yeah, complex.
Yeah.
Cut away. But can't get it past the inner ring. And again, Ruskin, 3 fielders on the onside. Just 3. And they're trying to beat it or put it through the offside for runs. And you're already 6 wickets down. You might just want to try and get the bowler to do something different. Perhaps step across, looking to tug it. We saw one sweep shot at the start of the over from Sukwa early on in his first over. That was put away for 4. Try to do something different.
And that might have just hit the edge and moved away from the gloves of Guerra. And that's gone for runs. So yes, he did get the edge.
But this time, have a look at where first slip is. He's very, very
not
wide.
Not first slip.
Yeah, that's like a second slip or even a gully. Because had he been in a traditional first slip position, could have gone straight to him.
Yeah, that's what I've always said. If you're first slip, you're first slip. You're not a second slip or a third slip. You're first slip.
And there's not much turn on offer. Dennison is still wide, but he's come a bit closer, but still wide. You want to see that left leg in line with the return crease for the leg spinner and that's as far left as you would want to go, Dennison. He's also very deep. He's gone wide again. Sukwa getting the edge. He's gone for 4. And this is tugged into the onside. Just 3, and it bisects the 2 at square leg and mid-wicket on the boundary. Second boundary of the over. Sukwa has conceded now.
Very well played. And again, you were asking for the sweep shot. Well, he got a pull shot instead. Just swiveled in his crease. And a little too short there from Sukwa and paid the price. Excellent boundary. Good placement as well.
And you would expect some of that from a leg spinner. It's a difficult art to master, particularly for a youngster. He's trying to still learn the art. Pulls again in the onside. This time, flatter trajectory, doesn't get all of it. And mid-wicket can do the fielding. So one boundary conceded off the outside edge and could have been a chance. But for the fielder, not in the right position. 12 overs gone. 70 for 6.
This one? No. Hey, look. KFC has an incredible promo.
I already had that for lunch.
Oh. Crunch whoever isn't on board. Order KFC's Mega 6 bucket for only $115. KFC, it's finger licking good.
Carnival Kings. We have a new name for our Warriors. They're now called the Carnival Kings.
There was a poll that went out to the population to make suggestions for a new name for the previously known Soca Warriors.
Yes, the TNT senior national football team will now be called the Carnival Kings. The name was approved according to a high-ranking member of the TTFA. It will replace the Soca Warriors.
Ramdu finally comes into the attack in the 13th over and starts with a wide. You're asking for him, Ruskin, and you know, we were talking about going for the kill with 5 wickets down and now 6 wickets down. You want to bring on your main strike bowlers. Ramdu has 6 wickets in the tournament, and this time he spanked, and the man at long on can't get around, and it's into the boundary for a KFC maximum. a rarity in the innings.
Yep, it is. And but at least you could see they're showing some enterprise. And but what it meant is that they spent a little time at the crease, so now they know what the conditions are like, and they can afford to attempt shots like these.
Ramdu continuing now, and he's short, pulled around the corner, doesn't get a lot of it. Dennison from first slip is after it. They're going to come for 2. And Ramdu not exactly the start that he envisaged, nor his captain. 9 runs in his first 2 legitimate deliveries. And now 79 for 6. 96 needed off of 46. Ramdu takes a moment of introspection. Settles himself. Short again, but this time it's a bit faster and he's bowled him. Pace defeated him. The line also. And that one squirted through. And Barbosa goes out bowled by Ramdu. He took a moment to reflect on the first 3 deliveries he put down and got it absolutely right.
Yeah, this is better. This is good, intelligent cricket here. Bowled a quicker delivery. In fact, he's bowled this delivery to good effect throughout the tournament. Even when he might have been struck a couple of blows, he's always relied on that quicker delivery to get him back in the groove. And 79 now for 7.
Yeah, he was just denied bounce and time with the pace of the delivery. Thought it was short, outfoxed by Ramdu as he pushed that one through. Got a bit of turn as well and smashed into the stump. He's gone Barbosa for 16 after just smacking a couple boundaries. 2 of them he hit on 1-6. And this is what we were saying, Ruskin. You want to bowl your bowlers who have been successful and in form. And starting late in the innings, Kyle Ramdu, but comes back, recovers in the over to get a wicket. So interesting as well. You're thinking the captain would also want to bring himself back on at some point, earlier rather than later, and finish off the innings. Ramdu's a little bit of bounce on this short delivery. The new batsman, Orlando Toppin, is out there now. 22 not out in the game against Shannon. 9 in his last game against Savannah Boys.
It's in the air, but it's not going to carry. And almost making a meal of it was Fanilia, but recovered nicely in the end to deny them a boundary.
Tugged into the onside. I've been thinking he had a boundary there, but only a single in the end. Toppin gets him off the mark. 80 for 7. 1 delivery left in the Ramdu opening over.
And here he goes to that quicker one again, and he's giving him.
Yeah, plumb in front. I was a half shout. Turned the wrong Ramdu. Just put one hand in the air to request the umpire to answer in the affirmative. And he does just that. Umpire Ram John struck in front. A full-length delivery. And another wicket falls. Ramdu comes back after a shaky start to pick up 2 wickets in the over. Now has 2 for 8. 13 overs gone. 80 for 8.
Yeah, the slide continues here, and even though they showed a few signs of life here, they haven't really been able to do much. And that one looked like it was going down the leg side compared to some of the others that we have seen already. And I was just looking at this article by Walter Allaby, I think it is, concerning the name Soca Warriors. It says here that first of all, it says the Carnival King's name was chosen by a committee after a long battle between the TTFA and, of course, veteran commentator Selwyn Melville. And the article went on to state that the Karen Edwards-led Football Association tried unsuccessfully to purchase the Soca Warriors name after Melville requested payments of US $750,000 a year for 5 years and maintain ownership of the Soca Warriors trademark. The TTFA, whose negotiations were being done by Colin Murray, was only willing to pay TT 1.5 million to 2 million in a buyout clause for the name. So I guess they were miles apart.
Captain is back into the attack, Kendall Guerra. I was wondering when he would come back in. And it's an get an edge? Did the keeper get a glove onto it?
I don't think he got a glove onto it, but it went away from him.
So look at it again. And I would have brought back on the captain sooner rather than later, but he's back into the attack nonetheless. 2 for 3 he has. And what did this one come off of? Off the outside edge and landed in front of Denison at first slip. And we said he was a bit deep for the leg spinner, but I think he's in an okay spot for the left-handed Guerra.
Yeah, the keeper would have had to have taken that. And this time...
Well, they're convinced that he got some bat or glove onto it. Not out, says the umpire. He's indicating he's just tapping his thigh. And no, it's not a KFC leg and tie. Ruskin, the gloves was very close to that.
Yeah, that would have... you probably need a referral for that one.
Well, I don't think it was near the thigh.
I think they would have sent that upstairs.
I think the umpire was requesting a KFC leg and tie, a two-piece, big deal.
Yeah.
Guerra does not get a wicket. Struck on the pad. No appeal this time, outside the line of the leg stump. So he's had an outside edge that landed in front of first slip. As he's come back into the attack, his second delivery. What looked as if it came off the glove down the leg side. A good take by the wicket keeper. Not out, says the umpire. And searching for a Yorker, full toss on the pads.
Yeah, but you look at his action. He pretty much plants that foot a little bit wide and then wheels the body over, so he's angling the ball across.
That's an excellent delivery there. That type of delivery will go past the outside edge more often than not. If you have to be good enough to get a touch on that.
Yep, the Vuvuzelas are out here at the Diego Martin Sporting Complex, as the North Side Future Stars and their supporters are in full control and in full voice as well.
It's a loud appeal this time. Did he get any bat onto that? It was dipping. They come through for a run. We'll wait for the umpire's signal. And there's no signal from the umpire, so it had to come off of bat or glove.
Yep, bat onto pad. And then, but you can hear the supporters. Let's go! So they're obviously very enthused about the state of the game as far as their team is concerned. And they're not worried. The end of another over. 14 gone, it's 83 for 8.
So now the captain coming back into the attack, switching ends to the Diego Martin Main Road. Picked up.
Blue Water's posse identified! Somebody pass blue water. Somebody bring blue water. Somebody get blue water. And we ready now. When you're feeling hard, take a blue water spray. Take a blue water spray. In your school or house, take a blue water spray. When we pass on out, take a blue water spray. Party posse water. Working posse water. School children, they water. Blue water spray. If it is posse water, the office posse water.
Kyle Ramdu to continue. 2 wickets in his first over. Started off with a wide, then was hit for 6. And then another delivery that dispatched for 2 and came back quite strongly in the over. 2 for 8, he completed his first over. Looking to finish off Bourg Mulatresse here, 8 wickets down, 83 runs on the board. Swept away. And the man is not a deep backward square, he's a deep mid wicket and he can't come around in time for Neely, and it goes for 4.
Yeah, but again, you're bowling an off spinner. You have to give him cover at that deep backward square leg position. That's really like a get out of jail shot for most right-handers. And even if they don't play it well and they play it in the air, they're still going to play it. And the chances are it's going to go behind square, not in front of square.
And shorter, faster, and wide.
Yeah, he just missed on that occasion.
And I think the fans, the North Side Future Stars fans, are the ones pushing for Nelia to go to his right wide at backward square. He's only gone a couple pieces. Short again.
They're educated supporters. They know what they're talking about. They probably play a lot of cricket in the Lower Santa Cruz area, or that whole North Coast area, so they understand the game.
They're also sitting directly in the line of a backward square, so they can see it coming toward them. Oh, this has gone all wrong here from Ramdu. It's over the height of not just the batsman, but the wicket keeper as well. The Nielsen just chases after it, using the term loosely, and they come back for 2. It's going to be a free hit.
And it's a big no ball.
Yeah, that one just clearly slipping out of his hand. Not quite sure what he was trying there.
Looked like he was trying to flight it, but then he probably kept the wrist upright, so the ball just sailed on him.
Free hit the court, and was there a bit of drift on that one? Did he bowl one seam up there? Seemed to move away from the right-handed court, who was trying to tug it into the onside. Free hit, no run. Another faster deliveries, darting them in here. Darting is the non-strike as well, down the pitch, but was sent back by court. Toppin looking to get on strike and give Kyle Ramdu something else to think about, because right now he just has caught in a bit of trouble with some faster deliveries. Hurrying on to him again. End of the Ramdu over. 2 for 15. He has 8 wickets down, 92 for 8 after 15.
Yeah, they're going nowhere fast, if you know what I mean. And the predicament is compounded by the loss of those 8 wickets. So these batsmen here, they know that one error, and that is pretty much it for them, and they have no backing, nothing else to come. You know, as you say, it's 9-10 Jack here now. So this is a real peculiar scenario to find yourself in. You're up against a team that is hungry, they look determined, and they're just looking to put the finishing touches here now on proceedings.
Well, Guerra 2 wickets away, looking for gamble in this all-fours analogy, as cutting outside the stump missing, and again the Dennison is a little deep in first slip. I can't see if anything's going to get to him if there's another edge.
Well, I think he's trying to give himself a chance to at least see it, because if he comes too close and it hits the edge, then it's all reflexes when you're that close, and I'm not sure he's confident enough.
Stepping across and pushed down the leg side, signaled wide by the umpire. Have a look at where Dennison is at first slip there. He looks almost like a short third man in the distance, but I can reassure you he's in a first slip position. There is a wide third man on the boundary as well, but he's coming just about 15 yards off the boundary. Not quite sure. He should be on the boundary.
He's making it look as if the wicketkeeper has like a bad odor or something. Doesn't want to be close to him.
Chipping down the track. Loud appeal from Guerra. Appeal from the wicketkeeper as well, who does the retrieving. And off the bat, no signal from the umpire.
Yeah, the sun has gone down. There's a nice cool around the ground here. A little bit of breeze. And the bowlers are probably enjoying this. Yeah, bat into pad again.
.94 for 8. Final over from Kendall Guerra. That is off the inside edge, past the wicket keeper. It's gone all the way into the boundary for 4.
Yeah, Guerra is flirting with danger there. You bowl. He's been bowling so good, going across the right-hander. You know, just keep it going. I'm not sure any of these 2 batsmen will be able to deal with anything going across them like he was bowling earlier.
We're certainly not having any luck at all in these. In the first over he came back, and now in this over the inside edge was heading toward the stumps. Just pushes another. We've seen a couple wides in the first over he bowled from this Diego Martin Main Road end, and now 2 in the over.
Yeah, just put it down off stump, outside the off stump. Forget the leg stump. He's probably trying to hit the stumps. That's probably why he's coming so close to the pads.
That's what you're looking at, Ruskin, and exactly he delivers now, the captain. That's the delivery you're calling for?
Yep, because I don't think they could catch up to it. And he doesn't even have to bowl it as quickly as he did there. He could bowl it a little bit slower, and because let them feel they could hit it. And then they'll definitely go after it.
Dennison takes a step in at first slip. Where holds the line and through to the wicket keeper. Play and a miss. 1 delivery to come. Aguero to finish off. 2 for 12 he has his first over. 2 for 3.
Yeah, he's bowled well. He's bowled exceptionally well. 2 for 12. You'll think he was bowling spin.
See if he can pick up a wicket on his final delivery. Chip down the track, and this shot is going to bring up the 100 for Bourg Mulatresse out to deep cover. The end of the 16th over, 100 runs on the board for Bourg Mulatresse, 8 wickets down.
Truth be told, here at GMMB, love is the currency. And let's show you how we are able to transfer that energy into real conversations. It seems to me there's a power in listening. It seems like that is a part of the mandate.
Of course. We need to listen to our clients. We need to hear what they need. We need to hear that they are satisfied, they are loved, they are feeling that JMMB culture.
JMMB.
It's banking for you.
Welcome back. This is the final game in Group B. Bourg Mulatresse taking on Northside Future Stars. Kyle Ramdu is going to continue on here for his 3rd over. 2 for 15 he has. Chip down the wicket, and this one moves away. You saw him in the previous delivery for the previous over with the free hit. Get one to move away from the right-hander. Court was advancing down the track. A repeat of that delivery from Kyle Ramdu beats the outside edge and an easy stumping, and losing their 9th wicket now. Bourg Mulatresse with the score on 100.
Yeah, easy. It's taking candy from a baby. And no fuss at all. Good glove work. And that's the end of court. Didn't have a particularly big day today. So 9 wickets down now. And it's pretty much the fat lady is singing.
And in fact, just seen the handshakes out there.
Yep. So it's 100 for 9, eh?
Yeah, just checking to see who did not come out to bat in the lineup. Anthony Durant went for 2. Aaron Das for no score. Mark Aparicio.
Rashid Mohammed.
Yeah, we saw that he was carrying an injury, that ankle. Ruskin, he's decided not to come out, and he's limping out. He's the last man to enter the field to shake hands with the Northside Future Stars, and he's limping as he makes his way out to the middle. That would conclude the game. Northside Future Stars coming out victorious in 16.1 overs with the fall of that 9th wicket. Sean Court gone for 8. So they will move on now with 6 points to the top of the table, with the final game in the group, Glenora versus Savannah Boys, to come. And cheers from the fans in the stand as they welcome the victors, Northside Future Stars. And Bourg Mulatresse, they had their contingent of supporters as well, who were very vociferous during the course of this game. But they are on the losing side. Mark Aparicio, he went for no score. Kevin Holder 18, and Delaney Hines 4. Tariq Richards for 9. Benny Halal for 12. We look at the points table there as they go to the top of the table. Northside Future Stars, 6 points they have. Battle to come between Glenora and Savannah Boys now to try and take away that 1st and 2nd spot. So it's going to be very interesting, that final game. I just come down to net run rate, as we see the net run rate of Northside Future Stars now at 0.9.
Yeah, so this is a good opportunity for them as they took care of business, and now they're trying to see if they could maintain that position at the top of the group there. And so we see what happens. Still to come, of course, combined all-stars against Barataria ball players. And that is our 6:30 game here this evening. As you could see, it's getting a little bit dark, but not. The lights will be on, to have no fear. This is what it looked like earlier when the runs were flowing off the bat of Ramdu and Fonilia, but Ramdu in particular was feasting, and none of the bowlers were spared, as he was very savage on anything that was loose, and they did serve up quite a few for him. But then just as he looked like he was really going to take off, he holed out to Richards in the deep of Mohammed's bowling. 68 for 1 at that stage. Joining the action there was Kendall Guerra, and the skipper decided he's going to promote himself, but more importantly, he was going to promote his brand, and played some great shots, and really took care of business, kept the momentum going, similar to what Ramdu had set up, and he was just following the lead. He together with Fonilia did well until he chipped one to Aparicio at mid-wicket and went for 40. That's Kendall Guerra, that is. And Medina couldn't survive, caught on board by Barbosa for 6 at that stage. 3 wickets down for 148. But Fonilia kept going and found that he had to do most of the heavy lifting. And Sukwa was run out for 2 at that stage. And then in the dregs here, the last ball of the innings, and he was run out for a very well played 62, the top score. But Ramdu was back in action early in the reply from Bourg Mulatresse, and they never really got going. They lost 2 wickets in the first over, and it was pretty much downhill after that. Medina got into the act as well, taking care of Durant for 2. And wicketkeeper Guerra also joining the fun, as the wicket just kept tumbling. No one seemed to know what they wanted to do here. And James came in, he got a wicket. And even though there were 1 or 2 big blows along the way, Holder and company never really could get on top of the bowling. James took care of Holder. Ramdu then had 2 in the same over, and the writing, as they say, was really on the wall, and then eventually he ended up with a couple easy wickets, one would have to say, Ramdu, and that was all she wrote. 100 for 9 with 1 man failing to bat. Victory by 74 runs to the Northside Future Stars. They jumped to 6 points in the group, and now they'll sit and wait and hope that they can remain there, or at least remain in the playoff spot when it's all said and done. Game 2 is coming up at about 6:30. We hope you could join us then. We're just awaiting the presentation of the player of the match, and I think Ramdu would probably wrap this one up without too much fuss. Picked up 3 wickets, is it? 3 wickets in the end, and also played a gutsy little innings of 42 to set the tone for the innings. So I think he will be my shoo-in for the man of the match. Let's take you downstairs. the fan of the match, Ms. Ariane Das. So that's the invite to join us for game number 2 of today's doubleheader. That's the nightcap coming up in a short while. But congratulations to Northside Future Stars, winning by 74 runs over Bourg Mulatresse. We'll see you in a little bit. And as we go again, we want to thank our sponsors, KFC, GMMB, Cairns Poultry, Blue Waters, Dixie, Black and White, Scotch Whisky, Beckles Environmental Services, and Lion Brand from the National Flour Mills Limited. Again, our production team by Cricket 360, and we hope you'll stay with us for game number 2 coming up next.